has been a good start to the restart for Brighton. They find themselves 9 points clear of the relegation places. Tonight, though, Liverpool, the champions, are the visitors. To take you through this game this evening, your commentary team of Charlie Adam and Alistair Bruce Ball.
Thank you, Kelly. Perfect timing. Referee Craig Pawson looks at his watch, blows the whistle, and as has been the way since the restart of the football season, all the players drop to one knee in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And as one, in a choreographed fashion, they stand up again. In fact, the referee urges them to stand up. He says, we're ready to go. And we are underway at the Amex Stadium. Light drizzle falling this evening, as it has been on and off a fair bit down the way at Southampton for the first day of Test cricket returning today. England finishing on 35 for 1 as Neil Maupay is trying to make his way into the Liverpool penalty area. Early bit of defending to do for Virgil van Dijk and Alisson, and Van Dijk shepherded Maupay out of the way. Alisson fell on the ball, grabbed it in both hands, and Liverpool have possession. So they are all in red. They are playing from right to left in this first half at the Amex Stadium. They're defending the goal away to our right with the south stand behind them, where the away fans would normally be. A long diagonal ball has found Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in a bit of space on the left-hand side. He plays it back to the man making his first Premier League start, Nico Williams. Cross comes in. Dan Burn is there to powerfully head it away. Maupay with a nice first touch. Cushions the ball. He's facing his own goal. He runs back into midfield, plays it to Stevens. Stevens to Dunk. It's tight for Brighton this, but they've worked it well. And Dale Stevens quickly on to Davy Propper, who in turn first time ships it on to Pascal Gross. Propper trying to swing a pass in behind the Liverpool defence. Maupay, the flag is up against him. Referee's not blown the whistle yet, but Maupay's forced wide, and the offside decision stands. Free kick, Liverpool. Early thoughts from Charlie Adam?
Yeah, good start from both teams. That long diagonal from Trent Alexander and the Lamptey misjudged the pass, and Oxlade-Chamberlain was in goals, but it was a good start. That run trying to stretch Liverpool's defence, and Maupay was just offside, but the pasture play of Brighton getting out from that tight situation was brilliant.
Encouraging start for the game itself. Naby Keita's first touch of the evening in his old-fashioned all-black boots, comes dribbling forward, finds Firmino in those little pockets of space he loves to pick up. He takes a touch, he plays it out to the left. Here's Nico Williams, delays the cross. He's on the corner of the Brighton penalty area, rolls it back to Wijnaldum, who's come into this Liverpool starting 11 this evening. I'll remind you of the two teams in just a second. We're in that slightly awkward commentary position again here at Brighton, with the Brighton substitute sitting right in front of us. Graham Potter, I remember, after the Brighton-Arsenal game, their first game back, commenting on the fact that he heard every single word of the 5 Live commentary that afternoon. So we'll make sure we mind our P's and Q's. What a lovely turn that is from Nico Williams on the left-hand side to get away from Lamptey. So that's 19-year-old Lamptey against 19-year-old Nico Williams, the two fullbacks on that flank. Adam Webster across to intercept for Brighton. They are in the blue and white vertical stripes, blue shorts, white socks. Their goalkeeper, Matt Ryan, all in green, plays the ball to Lewis Dunk. Manchester City have beaten Newcastle by 5-0 this evening, so Liverpool's lead at the top is 20 points. Sheffield United beat Wolves by 1-0, and Burnley won 1-0 at West Ham. Ryan's clearance has gone straight out for a Liverpool throw on the right. Encouraging stuff from Nico Williams there.
Yeah, it's
Charlie.
Good movement. Great little bit of skill getting away from the fullback. But the thing about Liverpool at the moment, when Williams gets into that area, in the wide area, he's always wanting to cut back onto his right side. Instead of Robertson having that natural left side and that delivery down the outside, it might just delay the cross for strikers making that run. He started the game brightly.
Van Dijk's diagonal to the right. Alexander-Arnold with a touch, then across, falls to Firmino, drives it low, takes a deflection and fizzes wide and behind for Liverpool's first corner of the game. In the 4th minute here, Brighton 0, Liverpool 0. Graham Potter, the Brighton manager, just turns and makes a note on a little scrap of paper. His team this evening: Matt Ryan in goal, Tariq Lamptey, the 19-year-old, at right back, signed from Chelsea in January. Dan Burn at left back, Webster and Dunk, the two centre backs. Davy Propper and Dale Stevens in central midfield. Pascal Gross, Leandro Trossard, 21-year-old Alexis McAllister, and Neil Maupay up front. Alexander-Arnold's corner in towards the near post, headed away by Webster. He beats Van Dijk in the air. The ball drops on the edge of the box, and Craig Pawson has spotted a foul. Here's the Liverpool team. Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold at right back, Nico Williams, who we've been talking about, at left back, Joe Gomez continues alongside Virgil van Dijk, Wijnaldum, Henderson back in the starting 11 this evening, the Liverpool captain, and Naby Keita, Salah, Firmino and Oxlade-Chamberlain, with Sadio Mane on the bench, which, as you were pointing out, Charlie, he may not be best pleased about, considering he is still in that race for the Golden Boot in the Premier League.
No, he'll be hungry to keep trying to score as many goals as he can and get into that goal. But you know, the top strikers, they want to win that prize. It's a big one. Harry Kane's dominated it for a few years, but you know, it looks like Vardy.
David Proper has lost the ball, played into Salah, who buries it bottom corner. Brighton have given it away, and Liverpool have taken advantage. 5 minutes played, Brighton 0, Liverpool 1. It was Davy Proper who got in trouble, Naby Keita who nicked it. He played it across behind Firmino, but Salah was there with a sure-footed finish. He's in the race for that Golden Boot as well this season. That is his 18th Premier League goal of the season, and it's Brighton 0, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, that's poor game management. At times in the game, you know, there is times, you know, Liverpool are going to press you high up the pitch. At times the goalkeeper's just got to stick his foot through it and get it up the pitch. They overplay it. Naby Keita is brilliant to do the press and gamble on it, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble, and Salah sticks it away to win 1-0 to Liverpool.
So away we go again. Neil Maupay takes the kick-off. Back it goes to Adam Webster. Swings it forward with his left boot, long towards Dan Burn. It just floats over his head, and Alexander-Arnold lets the ball go out for a throw. We were saying before the game, Charlie, that Liverpool, since claiming that title, hadn't been at their sparkling best. I just saw what that meant to Jurgen Klopp there. He's delighted with that start by his
Absolutely
team.
Brilliant. The tempo they started it is like it was before the lockdown happened. You know, they're right at it. They're after back to the old Liverpool, and that's where they got the goal from the press. And no, it's been a great start from them, and you know, Jurgen celebrated as if it was a goal at the start of the season.
He did. Here's Williams at left back for Liverpool. So they lead 1-0. Playing for the records now, having clinched the title, and I'll let you know about a few of those when we get a break in play. But here they come again, swarming forward in the dark red shirts. Outside of the football from Henderson, Burn intercepts it in front of Salah. Salah continues to chase. It's back with Matt Ryan, the Brighton keeper. He's got time, side foots a ball out to Lamptey, his right back. A couple of options there, and Lamptey decides to play it back to Adam Webster. And in terms of that race for the Golden Boot, Jamie Vardy, after his goal last night on 22, Webster's lost it here for Brighton, and they come again. Liverpool, Firmino onto Salah, edge of the box, left for Henderson, curling shot, what a finish. Jordan Henderson makes it 2-0, and we've only just played over 7 minutes in the game. Matt Ryan at full stretch couldn't keep it out, and Henderson, with a stunning finish from just outside the area, makes it Brighton 0, Liverpool 2.
Yeah, Ali, we keep saying, you know, Webster steps into midfield, poor touch into midfield. Henderson robs it off him. You know, it was a bit of a bad tackle, really, and you know, Henderson wins the ball, gets up to Salah, lays it off, and what a finish from Henderson. It's a great start from Liverpool, and the dynamics of the game totally changed now. Liverpool can sit in and counter attack all for the rest of the game, and this could be anything if it keeps going. Yeah,
Liverpool have come flying out of the blocks here this evening, although Brighton to blame for both of them, Charlie.
Yeah, it's game management. You know, you talk about this level, you know that Liverpool are going to come flying at the blocks, and just, you know, even first 10-15 minutes just play in behind Liverpool and stretch them, but in front, you know, Brighton are overplaying, and they've been caught twice.
Alexander-Arnold keeps the ball in play. Joe Gomez has gone down, having won a header and landed quite awkwardly on his back. He's picking himself to his feet, just knocked the wind out of him for a second. He's okay, he's bounced up and he's running back into his own half, so the ball goes out for a Brighton throw, although Craig Pawson is touching his head, so someone's taken a knock on the head out there. Is it McAllister?
Yeah, McAllister. I think a little bit of blood, I think.
Right, okay. It's Charlie Adam with us here at the Amex Stadium, and if you have just tuned in, you've already missed 2 goals in our second commentary game this evening. Liverpool leading 2-0. Go on, Charlie.
Blood pouring from his head there. He must have got from that Gomez head tackle there, falling on his back, must have got caught in the thing. But we've just gone back to Brighton. They just keep trying to play the same way. I understand that they want to play a brand of football, but when you've got somebody like Liverpool pressing you, you know, you're at home, first 10-15 minutes, sometimes you just got to turn them, especially with Van Dijk and Gomez. Don't want to be running back to their own goal. You see You see things happen every week, and it's the players in the pitch should take responsibility at times. It's not just about the management. So, like I say, it's a bad start from Brighton, but incredible start from Liverpool.
So the Brighton medical team in the PPE are just sorting out the cut to McAllister's head. Goals in the 6th minute from Mo Salah and the 8th minute from Jordan Henderson. His 4th goal of the season, all in the Premier League. He's come straight over to have a word with Jurgen Klopp. Virgil van Dijk is in the conversation as well. So in terms of the records, Charlie, I think a lot of people probably know these, but if Liverpool get 12 points from these remaining 5 games, then they can get themselves to 101, which would beat Manchester City's 100 points in 2017-18. The record margin of victory in the top flight is 19 points, also by that City team, as Williams chests the ball down on the left-hand side. Another long diagonal's found him. He's running up against Lamptey. Right-footed shot is low, blocked by Webster. Gross plays it back here to Dale Stephens, under pressure. Liverpool players swarming around him again. Ryan clears with his right foot, ball dropping on the halfway line. Gomez wins the header, it falls to Proper. And Proper on the halfway line comes back to Lamptey, and in turn to Webster, and Oxlade-Chamberlain comes harrying through to try and put a bit of pressure on the ball. Ryan, the goalkeeper, passes out low to his right. Lamptey back to Webster. Oxlade-Chamberlain is chasing again. Webster's diagonal ball with the left foot goes straight out of play. Throw in to Liverpool.
Yeah, the switch is on all day. Liverpool are playing, 2 or 3, 4 diagonals they've played now. It's because, Brighton are playing 4-2-3-1. 2 midfielders are tight. Gross and Trossard are both playing quite tight in against Wijnaldum and Keita, and the switch is on all day for the fullbacks, and Alexander and Williams are getting out. There's another one right across the pitch. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, nearly came through there from Salah from the right, was trying to get it out to Williams again on the left. They have found him this time. He can't quite keep the ball in down by the byline, so it's gone for the goal kick, and Brighton now back to the full complement of 11 because McAllister has received the treatment. He's had the cut looked after. He's had the shirt changed as well, so he is blood free, and he is back out on the field. So record margin, yes, of 19 points by that City team, but also I noticed Aston Villa's team in 1896-97 season, if you adjust it to 3 points for a win, which it wasn't back then, they also had a margin of 19 points at the top of the table. Liverpool trying to stretch it to 23 if they win here this evening. Firmino, his pass doesn't come off. Brighton on the counter. McAllister back in the action, plays it to his left, ball through the middle for Pascal Gross. First touch is a good one, brings Alisson from his line. Alisson leaps to win a header on the edge of his penalty area. Wijnaldum is there to tidy it up, then he slips over on this immaculate looking playing surface, and Williams is back there. Young Nico Williams clears with his left foot, and it goes out for a throw into Brighton. Charlie Adam.
Yeah, great reading of the game from Alisson. Not as far out as Ederson was the other night, but it's that's what you want, especially with Liverpool playing a high line. That pass straight through. It was an unlucky touch there from Gross, but Alisson was alert and got out there and got rid of the danger.
Lamptey fires the ball back towards Webster, controlled that well. It was at an awkward height for the centre back to his goalkeeper Matt Ryan. Ryan gives it to Webster. It was Webster bringing the ball out who lost it, which cost Brighton the second goal. Lamptey just a little too quick for Henderson down the right there, but he didn't get past Williams, and so the ball comes off Williams and goes out for a throw-in. Lamptey goes jogging past Jurgen Klopp, who did that thing again. Charlie, he does it every game, doesn't he? Stands on the halfway line during the warm-ups and just stares at the other team.
Yeah, when I was at Stoke and we went to Anfield for one of his first games, you were wondering what he was doing, and he's always done it. So I don't know if he's trying to psych at the opposition or he's just trying to get a feel of how they're warming up or a thing that obviously we'll never know, but it's something he's always done since he's been here. And he's a top manager. What a job he's done, and the switch is on again if they can get in here from Keita.
Space on the left. It's Keita bringing it through the middle, but he wants to run with the ball, and he's carried it a long way, and he's still going. Salah drives the shot in to the near post, and Matt Ryan in a good position makes a comfortable save for Brighton. But Liverpool are really at it early on tonight.
They've turned a screw on. As soon as the whistle's gone, they're right in the moment, and that's what a top team do. They've been right at it, and this result could end up anything. Liverpool are, you couldn't believe that they've actually not scored a goal in 7 hours and 42 minutes till tonight away from home. It's a record. It's incredible, but There's another diagonal ball from Williams out to Alexander.
Fullback to fullback, Alexander-Arnold tackled by Dan Burn. The ball goes out for a Liverpool throw. Yeah, didn't have time to get the old stat out that their last 5 away games, Liverpool had lost 4 of the 5, drew the other one 0-0 at Goodison Park, and hadn't managed to score either against Atletico, Watford, Chelsea in the FA Cup, that game against Everton, and then the big defeat against Manchester City. Well, they've made amends quickly this evening. 4 changes to the team tonight, but they've clicked into gear straight away, helped by Brighton playing out from the back, losing the ball twice, and Liverpool have punished them ruthlessly. Williams playing down that left channel for Oxlade-Chamberlain, and the ball is behind for the goal kick. So in terms of those diagonals, Charlie, you keep saying they're on. Just to explain to our listeners, that's the long ball very quickly.
Yeah,
from one...
just from one side of the pitch to the other. It's because, Liverpool obviously worked on and seen it on the videos that Brighton are playing the 4-2-3-1, 2 holding midfielders, Stevens and Proper, and the 3 in midfield, Gross, McAllister and Trossard. They're playing tight and narrow to try and penetrate, keep it tight, and they want Liverpool to go, but the switch of play is on all day, and it's going to allow the 2 fullbacks of Liverpool, which is their strength normally with Robertson and Alexander, but tonight with Williams and Alexander, they're going to get out so much easier than normally.
Graham Potter just turned on his heel for a second there after what I was saying about them being able to hear our commentary. He might have just been going, yes, I know, Charlie, yes, thank you, Charlie, yes. Henderson playing it back here to Alisson. Henderson was caught late, so he's down and hurt. Liverpool get the free kick. Bournemouth, Tottenham, our first commentary from the Premier League for you on 5 Live tomorrow night. So Bournemouth and Villa both play tomorrow night. Villa at home to Manchester United. Both are our commentary games. 6 o'clock for the first one. Villa Man United at 8:15. And after West Ham's defeat at home against Burnley this evening, if Villa or Bournemouth can find a win, it would make things very interesting, because you've got Norwich on 21, Bournemouth 27, Villa 27, and then Watford 31 and West Ham 31. It is West Ham Watford a week on Friday. That is also a 5 Live commentary. It's going to be a big game. Trossard is trying to slip a ball into Mopai in the middle. Henderson is up, fit again, intercepting and knocking the ball out for a throw. And another conversation, Charlie, we were having before the game here about Jordan Henderson in terms of player of the year for you. He's your man.
Before the lockdown, I voted him for my player of the year. I just think he's been phenomenal for him. He's the engine room. He sets the tone and the marker down for how Liverpool play. His energy, his enthusiasm. Listen, he's a quality player on the ball as well. People don't underestimate him too much, but he's a top player, and it's a fabulous rise on where he was at in the first couple of years there.
Coming again, Liverpool on the counter. The referee's blown the whistle too early there, unfortunately for Liverpool. Firmino went down, and just there was a pause for a second there. Salah got onto the ball, played it out to Williams, and the referee, he must be annoyed about that, blew his whistle and pulled it back for the free kick because Williams had got in down the left. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. 17 and a half minutes gone in the first half. Graham Potter marches towards us again. He's got some thinking to do at the moment. Liverpool rampant. Salah's cross is deep beyond everyone, and the ball bounces twice and behind for a goal kick to Brighton. It's going to be a tough week for Brighton in terms of the quality of opposition this week. Liverpool here this evening. Manchester City come here on Saturday. Their remaining 3 fixtures after that: away to Southampton, home to Newcastle, and away at Burnley on the last Sunday of the season. Sheffield Wednesday. Preston, I'm told, is goalless at half-time. Kicked off at 7:45 in the Championship this evening. Wijnaldum volleying a first-time ball forward. Burn chests it down. Swings a clearance high in the air. Van Dijk, towering presence at the back, nods it away for Liverpool. Back with Dan Burn. Again, floated ball down the left-hand side. Trossard stretches, brought that down quite beautifully. Infield to Mopai. Mopai finds Gross into the penalty area, looking for that little pullback to Proper. It's blocked, chance, and Alisson's out quickly to block. The ball goes spinning over the bar and behind for a corner.
What a block from Nico Williams there. Gross gets into that position. He tries to make a cross. He makes that diagonal run across of Gomez. Tries to cut it back, and when Wijnaldum gets back and back heels it into the penalty area, and the Mopai was going to have a shot there, and what a block from Nico Williams.
Yeah, at first sight I thought that was Alisson who'd made the save, but that's a crucial intervention from Nico Williams in his right leg. So an impressive start for the 19-year-old at left back. Brighton with the short corner, it's not worked. Alexis McAllister received it, played a ball into the channel, no one ran for it, and it's gone behind for a goal kick to Liverpool.
There you go. First 20 minutes is taking them to stop playing short. You know, it's taking them 20 minutes to go long to realising that Liverpool are pressing them and they're 2 goals down. So it's, you know, game management on the pitch. But before that, going back to where Henderson got when Mopai had caught Henderson, I could see Oxlade-Chamberlain saying to Williams, it's sometimes let it come across your body and get it on your left foot, because Oxlade-Chamberlain's making that run and he keeps cutting back on his right, and you know the pass is not coming. So if he could just let it come across his body and play him down the line, Chamberlain's coming in, because their runs in between the centre back and the full back is on, and he's going to get a lot of joy tonight.
Williams infield to Firmino, midway inside the Brighton half. Blue and white shirts close around him. He moves away, slips a pass to his left. Oxlade-Chamberlain dances onto it, controls it, lays it back to Williams. Williams dummies a pass back to Henderson, then gives that pass. Henderson curls the ball infield to Joe Gomez, 10 yards inside the Brighton half, and then across to Alexander-Arnold. Looks up, left-footed pass, delightfully delivered away to that left. Couple of step overs from Williams. Cross comes into the far post above Firmino. Salah couldn't get on the end of it. Salah chases out to the right, finds Keita, then another cross from Alexander-Arnold, headed away by Davy Proper. Alexander-Arnold with a first-time ball, back to the feet of Salah. Salah's ball in. This time it's Webster with the header away for Brighton. The ball high in the air and goes bouncing out for a Liverpool throw. It's difficult to defend against.
Yeah, the pressure is mounting again. It's great. The thing about Liverpool and Trent Alexander, he doesn't think twice about just putting an area, an opportunity, giving these strikers an opportunity to go and attack the ball. And the pressure's on. Every time Liverpool go forward, looks like they're going to score.
Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. Having taken the throw, Liverpool in a tight spot on the right. Wijnaldum trying to knock it through the legs of Dale Stephens. He goes down. He's not going to get the free kick. Stephens clears to the halfway line. Gomez is there, backpedaling, heads it forward to Henderson, who lobs a pass down that right-hand touchline as Liverpool attack. And Dan Burn is able to let it run out of play for a throw. So I'm looking at my stopwatch thinking drinks break in about a minute or so. How have you found it, Charlie, in terms of playing post lockdown and empty stadiums?
Listen, I've not started any of the games, but I've been round it and I've actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, listen, the supporters, you know, when you're losing is the supporters is geeing you up and trying to get you back into the game is tough. But no, it's been good. We feel that it's run smoothly, and you know, there's been opportunities for us, but you know, it's
good pace from Lamptey. Williams has tried to drag him back. Could be a yellow card after the event. And then Henderson in with the tackle. Lamptey fouls Henderson, but he was initially fouled by Williams.
Too honest, the full back there. When Williams caught him, he should have just went down and you know, might have dragged the booking at Williams. The referee's obviously having a word with him, but you know, Henderson there again, covering over. His full back's been done, and he's in that position to go and get the position, and he wins a free kick.
Yeah, Craig Pawson's had a word with Nico Williams. Brighton bench aren't happy with that. I think, like you say, Charlie, part of that will be to the young man Lamptey right next time when you get tugged like that, go down, because I think he would have been booked for that.
Yeah, he would have been booked. Stopping a play. But the thing is, going there, Ali, we had a situation a couple of weeks ago in a game where one of our players is running through the same situation. He gets pulled back and the referee stops again but doesn't book him, and I said to the fourth official, why did you not book him? He says, because it wasn't a goal scoring opportunity and there was 3 or 4 defenders back in front of him. I said, but he stopped the play. He said, no, there's a rule that, you know, was it going to lead to a goal scoring opportunity? And it's just, the rules are crazy sometimes. The players don't understand some of the rules, but I think that the fullback was too honest there. If he goes down, it's going to be a booking.
Right, drinks break at the Amex Stadium here. Let me run you through what's happening in the Championship today. Millwall 0, Middlesbrough 2. Big win for Middlesbrough, so they climb slightly away from trouble, but it's so congested down at the bottom of that Championship table. West Brom back on top. They beat Derby by 2-0. Leeds now 2 points behind them. They're at home to Stoke tomorrow. Swansea with a 3-1 win at Birmingham, so they've closed in on the playoff places. Bristol City, now without Lee Johnson, beat Hull by 2-1, which leaves them in trouble. And Wigan, massive win for Wigan, of course, all sorts of problems off the field there, but they beat QPR by 1-0. The 12-point deduction hanging over them. They're currently on 53 points, which has them 8 points clear of the bottom three. Hull 45, Barnsley 42 and Luton 41, that bottom three. Middlesbrough's win takes them to 47, so 2 points above Hull in that last relegation place. Charlie's Reading with it was 0-0, wasn't it, last night?
Yeah, against Huddersfield.
Yeah.
It was a end of season game, as we could say. It was not great.
Back underway here. Sparkling start from Liverpool. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. 2 goals from the champions in the first 8 minutes of the game. Mo Salah with the first, Jordan Henderson with the second. Brighton have a throw on the right. Good movement from Mopai. Flicks the ball back with his right foot into his own half, though, so Brighton back on the ball, but have to start to rebuild an attack. Liverpool hunting in packs as always. Dunks ball over the top. Pascal Gross is offside. Assistant referee waited a long time. Now, referee's not blown the whistle there. The ball's been finished by Trossard. Now he blows the whistle so that the video assistant referee can have a look at that. And if the assistant referee is wrong about the offside decision, which I don't think he is, then the goal could stand. He does look well off.
He's well offside, and there's another rule that we keep saying as players: put your flag up early and just get it done. You know, I just think they're trying to wait for the VAR and the opportunity. Just get your flag up, get it on, and move the game on. We're waiting. So it's listen, it is what it is, and you know there's more rules and there's more going to come in next season as well. So we'll look forward to them.
20 minutes to play in the first half. Charlie Adam with us here in Brighton. Brighton 0. Liverpool 2, sort of light rain hanging in the air. Nico Williams, the 19-year-old forward to Oxlade-Chamberlain, enjoying his start. Lovely 1-2 with Firmino. Lamptey slides in, important tackle, wins the ball, knocks it behind for a Liverpool corner, but that's working well down the left.
Yeah, they've got a good understanding so far, and you know Chamberlain plays a 1-2 with Firmino there, but the Lamptey gets back there and defends well. It's a good opportunity for Liverpool to put it in the box.
Alexander-Arnold comes jogging over, getting ready to take the corner. The blue Brighton banners behind him, draped over all the seats in that north stand away to our left-hand side. Alexander-Arnold, a few paces back, whips it in with his right foot. Headed away, Mopai's underneath it, misses. Oxlade-Chamberlain drives it back in low and hard, cleared by Brighton. Williams is there again, edge of the box, trying to work it onto his left foot. McAllister in with the tackle for Brighton. Trossard, the Belgian, picks it up on the left, gets his head down and starts running as fast as he can away from Wijnaldum. Beats him. Gomez comes across to try and make the tackle, beaten as well. Trossard's ball in, all comes off Mopai's knee, and eventually behind by Naby Keita for a corner. Great counter from Brighton.
Yeah, great speed from Trossard's there, run away from Wijnaldum, who's quick. Gets to the byline, tries to cross it, crosses it with his left foot, and Keita sort of misjudges the header, and Alisson dives out and drops straight to Mopai and turned away from a corner.
Corner for Brighton then, coming in from their left flank. Pascal Gross goes over, just digs his studs in the turf underneath the ball. 4 men in a line on the penalty spot for Brighton. They start to make their runs now. Gross delivers that in towards the far post. Van Dijk up high to head it away. Dale Stephens heads it back. Lamptey can't control it. Salah comes hurtling in behind him to try and get onto it for Liverpool. Matt Ryan clears with his right foot. Van Dijk underneath it. Called as you like. Glancing blow off the forehead and back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. Virgil van Dijk, who I think just took a little whack in the face there with the clearing header from the corner. Diagonals on again. Charlie Adams been talking about that in this first half. It's found Keita. Cross comes in. Firmino can't get on the end of it. Brighton have cleared as far as Proper plays the 1-2 with Gross. McAllister has to stretch to try and keep that for Brighton inside his own half. Did well because he slid and collected the ball with his right foot. Forward to Mopai. Mopai wins it and keeps it. Proper in possession for Brighton inside his own half. Chipped pass to the right. Lamptey leaps in the air to take it down on his chest. Back to Webster. Webster's given it away. Henderson's first time ball to Firmino. Laid off to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Slight misunderstanding, and Oxlade-Chamberlain this time takes an accidental whack in the face. Play continues. Ryan clears gently with his right foot. Lamptey controls it. Brighton have a little bit of time on the ball here as Liverpool retreat for a second. Wide to Dan Burn. Up by the halfway line. Dale Stephens calls out for the ball. Collects it in central midfield. Wide to Lamptey. Lamptey can't catch it. And the ball's out for a Liverpool throw.
Yeah, that's the difference in quality when you're trying to play into your player that's the controller in the midfield. You know, Dale Stephens ends up just switching it straight out to play. Small switch from Liverpool in that position there. Oh no, Alexander's gone back to right back. He was stuck in the left back position there for a bit, but no, he's gone back to right back and Nico Williams there. So it's still a great start from Liverpool. They look, every time they look going forward, they look like they're going to score, and the pressure's on, so you can't fault their attitude and their determination tonight.
Yeah, they look hungry tonight, the champions, starting this evening on 89 points, 29 wins. The club record in a league season is 30, which they've done on 3 previous occasions. One of those last season when they ended up losing the title by a point, even though they racked up a massive 97 points. Win tonight would take them to 92. Free kick for Brighton. Lamptey's gone down. The Liverpool subs have been out for a brief warm-up. 3 of them, now 3 more come out as well. James Milner, one of them, watching on intently just in front of us in our commentary position here. Coming up to half an hour played. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2, watching in the company of former Liverpool midfielder now at Reading, Charlie Adam this evening. Webster slips slightly as he takes the free kick. Long and left, Byrne up to win the header, falls to Gross, little chip ball over the top to Mopai. Williams across and there for Liverpool, and it's headed back to the goalkeeper, Alisson, who spots a counter-attacking opportunity.
Yeah, he went to play the pass there, and Mo Salah tried to run, and Dunks just actually shoved him in the middle of the pitch, and the referee's not seen it, and that's why he never got in the end of it.
Oh, Brighton have got caught playing out again inside their own half. This could be more trouble for them. Salah chips a pass to Oxlade-Chamberlain, edge of the area, into Firmino. Chance for Firmino, goes down, couldn't get the shot away. Dunk in with the challenge, and the ball is in the hands of the Brighton keeper, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, something in that position. I think Chamberlain's got to just go and have an effort. You're 2-0 up, have a shot, but he tried to play it through at Firmino, and just couldn't get out his feet for that to get that shot.
A little bit too intricate from Liverpool that time. Next up for them, Burnley at home on Saturday. That's our 3 o'clock commentary Saturday afternoon on 5 Live. 4 more on Sunday, back to back. Wolves Everton, Villa Palace, the North London derby at 4:30 in full on 5 Live. Bournemouth Leicester, which has real import at both ends of this Premier League table. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. Dan Burn down the left for McAllister. Alexander-Arnold is harrying him and hassling him right behind him. Byrne is trying to turn out of trouble. Keita blocks it, and it's out for a Brighton throw.
He's some size, isn't he? Dan Burn.
Yeah.
I remember we played Stoke against Fulham when he was at Fulham, and he played left back one day. No, sorry, he played right back one day for Fulham, and Felix Magath was manager, and Asaidi we had at the time.
Yeah.
He destroyed him, and we said at the time he'll never ever play left back again. And all of a sudden he's done brilliant for him this season. He went on loan and he's come back in this season, and he's done wonderful. Do you know what I mean, in that position? Such a big lad. You know what I mean? What an out ball as well at goal kicks and things like that, and set plays.
Alexander-Arnold plays the ball behind Dan Burn, who we're just talking about there. Back out to Alexander-Arnold, crossing from the right. Oh, flick on by Firmino. Oxlade-Chamberlain almost on the end of it. And Brighton are able to bring it clear. Oxlade-Chamberlain trying to win it back, gets a toe in, but it only runs to Proper across to Lamptey for Brighton. Forwards to Trossard, who's popped up in the inside right channel. Ball eventually is played back to Webster. They do not give you a minute's rest, a moment's rest, Liverpool. And there's Firmino again trying to win it off Webster. Flicked round the corner by Gross down the right. Van Dijk glides across the turf, those long legs eating up the ground very quickly to intercept. Back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. Not the best clearance from him, but the ball is broken to Williams.
That was on his left side there, Alisson. Never really got it out his feet.
Ball through to Mopai. Mopai one-on-one here with Gomez. Left-footed drive, blocked by Gomez. Ball spins away. Alisson will grab it.
Yeah, it's the turnover possession from Brighton is poor in Liverpool, but they gave away there with a slack pass from the goalkeeper, and then Mopai had an opportunity to shoot, and it was a great block. But I was just saying to you before the game, I just think Van Dijk's getting bigger in size since he come to the Premier League from Celtic. I remember a few years at Southampton, but I've never said he just looks like he's getting bigger every season.
Yeah, it's almost a presence thing, isn't it? I think, Charlie.
He's different class. He's like a Rolls Royce at the back there, and we were saying that everybody thought would he was he good enough to go to that level? And he's took his game to another level. He's the best centre half in the world at the moment.
Happy birthday to him as well, 29 today. Ball over the top from Alexander-Arnold, bounces away from Firmino, grabbed by Matt Ryan. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2, and we're heading towards the last 10 minutes of the first half here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Back with Kelly Cates at half-time. I'm sure we'll have some reaction to the earlier action in the Premier League today. Manchester City bouncing back superbly from the 1-0 defeat at Southampton. They thumped Newcastle by 5-0 this evening. Sheffield United with a late John Egan goal have beaten Wolves by 1-0, which obviously doesn't help Wolves in their Champions League ambitions, but for Sheffield United it tightens things up at the top very nicely. Here's Mopai on the turn, 25 yards out to Trossard. Ball bounces in front of him, shoots, good block from Gomez, almost runs to Trossard again. Williams hooks it away with his right foot up in the air. Oxlade-Chamberlain leaps, heads it back to Webster. Webster across to Lamptey. Lamptey running down the right. Who got the last touch there? It's gone out for a Brighton throw, says the assistant referee. So Sheffield United up to 7th on 51 points, having beaten Wolves, who are on 6th on 52. Manchester United ahead of them on 55, away to Villa tomorrow. Lamptey's cross in. Gomez deals with it at the near post, volleys it high up in the air, headed away by Nico Williams. 19-year-old, first Premier League start for Liverpool at left back. Big night for him, and he's impressed so far. Alisson clears with the left foot. Firmino read it well. Good touch, couldn't find Wijnaldum with the pass, trying to win it in midfield. Battling with McAllister. Webster, that's a nice ball forward to Pascal Gross. Low cross across the face of the Liverpool box, runs to Trossard. Gomez quickly closes the space down, so Trossard is forced out of the penalty area. Turns away from him, into the feet of Mopai, lays it back to Byrne. Byrne down the left for Mopai to chase. Henderson goes with him. Henderson sticking with him. Mopai rolls it back to Dale Stephens on the corner of the Liverpool penalty area. Jurgen Klopp standing there with his hands behind his back, watching the cross come in to the far post, over the head of both players and behind for a Brighton corner. Charlie Adam.
Yeah, Liverpool just turning the ball over in a tough position there and giving away an opportunity. And Trossard does well, rolls it back to Dan Burn and turns onto his right side and crosses it to there. But Nico Williams does a good job at the back post and gives away a corner. So Liverpool have to be sharp in this one.
Pascal Gross gets ready to take, holds his right arm in the air. Proper makes the run to the near post. Gross goes deeper than that. Ball drops on the edge of the box, driven there by Dale Stephens wide. Alisson threw himself to his right just to cover any danger. Takes the goal kick very quickly here to get Liverpool downfield. Lamptey is there to avert the danger for Brighton and nods it out.
That's the difference. The top clubs, as soon as when the game goes dead, if that was a Brighton one, they would be trying to slow it down. The difference of the top players are, as soon as it goes out, that's the time to counter-attack and get the possession back in play, and the other team switched off, trying a quick attack there, but they got the throw in the back in possession. Liverpool.
Here they come again. Salah, beautifully taken first goal this evening. The two finishes actually just fabulous.
Wonderful
from Salah and Henderson. That's why Liverpool are 2-0 up. Gomez on for that diagonal. Lamptey's got there this time, heads it away only as far as Keita, flicks it back to Wijnaldum. Van Dijk on the ball inside his own half, forward to Keita, back to Van Dijk, cross to Gomez. Gomez sees Henderson on his right, inside the Liverpool half, quickly down the right to Salah. Salah is able to run at Byrne. Low pass infield, cut out. It was looking for Firmino. Then Byrne gets there ahead of Salah, clears with his left foot only as far as Alexander-Arnold. Quickly infield to Keita, onto Salah in the Brighton box. Curling shot. Oof. Whistles past the far post behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, he gets that reward because he goes and chases the defender down. He kicks up the pitch and drops into Alexander, who plays into Keita, plays a nice pass through the defence, and he comes in his left side and he's just whiskers away from just bending it in the opposite corner.
I think I'm right in saying, although I can't hear them at the moment, that on 5 Live this evening, which you're listening to right now, this commentary is with the crowd sound effects behind it, if you like it like that. If you don't, I also think I'm right in saying a version with just the pitch side mics on, without any fan noise, is available on 5 Live Sports Extra. 7 minutes remaining in the half. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. Talking 5 Live Sports Extra. Second day of the first test back tomorrow with the test match special team. The podcast, TMS podcast, will be there on the BBC Sounds app for you. Not much cricket today. 35 for 1 England, having won the toss and chosen to bat. Dom Sibley out for naught. Rory Burns finishing unbeaten on 20 and Joe Denley on 14. Long ball from Brighton from Webster, runs away from Lamptey and behind for the goal kick.
Just talking there about Salah, how good he's been for Liverpool since he come in. You know, the money they spent. He come to Chelsea, never really produced the goods, and he comes into Liverpool. You know, he's directly involved in 127 goals and 147 appearances for Liverpool in all competition, 92 goals and 35 assists. It's phenomenal numbers.
That is amazing.
That's incredible. You know, and for like you say, when you just get that manager that just gives you that spark or that love and attention that you need, he's blossomed for Liverpool. 32
Premier League goals it was in his first season at the club, 2017-18, and they lost that Champions League final to Real Madrid, and of course he got injured in the challenge with Sergio Ramos early in the final. But as Charlie says, his return, his output has been quite incredible, so consistently brilliant for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold with a hurried clearance here. The ball goes high in the air, headed to his left by Webster, who was fouled as he won the header. So that's a free kick for Brighton. So Klopp and Potter just to have a little exchange, but you know, a jovial one on the sideline there.
Here's a question for you, Ali.
Yeah.
If in that front three, and you have somebody like Mbappe's available, in which one of the three would you get rid of?
Do you mean you put on the bench, or do you mean you let go?
Yeah, well, I just think you got on the bench. Well, listen, any day front three, if they're not playing, they won't be here.
Okay.
You know, it's just one of them. If Mbappe, because I think he's probably the only one that could make them better.
But it can't be Firmino, can it, Charlie? Because he plays that role, doesn't he?
Well, that's your decision how you're going to play.
Okay, so I'm going to have to say, well, that's impossible to choose. I mean, we've just talked about how brilliant. I'd have to say Mane then.
Would you?
Well, what if I'd said Salah?
Yeah, but
You'd
would
say Salah.
Yes.
You'd say Salah, would you? Despite those numbers you've just given me.
And that's the thing, is that the numbers are phenomenal. But if you said that Liverpool can get Mbappe, it'd be phenomenal, wouldn't it? To say if you think you can improve your front three and he's available.
Free kick for Brighton. Liverpool leading 2-0 while we're doing fantasy transfers. Pascal Gross with this free kick. It's just outside the Liverpool area with his right foot at pace, headed away. McAllister on the chase, just beats Oxlade-Chamberlain to it, but he's been forced away from goal. Slightly risky pass back to Lamptey. Lamptey chased by Salah, did well, got away from him, and then plays the ball high to his left. McAllister is there to collect it. McAllister, low pass into the edge of the box, proper wide here to Trossard, back in towards Mopai, cleared away by Liverpool. Williams is there first. Williams runs away with it down the left, plays it back to Keita. Keita with a little flick through his legs to Williams, played infield, couldn't find Firmino. Stevens on to McAllister for Brighton, and then was just tugged, I think, as he played the pass. Now Trossard's gone down off the ball as well and stayed down, but Liverpool bring it forward.
Yeah, I think he maybe just got caught there with Gomez at the in that little bit of passage of play, but it's been a, you know, Brighton have now come into the game and starting to have a little bit of an opportunity. You know, that final pass could just be the key to get back into the game, but you know, Liverpool at any moment are just slowing the tempo down and then just quickening it up fast.
Yeah, here's a classic example. Henderson curling ball down the right. Salah goes to collect it, plays a little 1-2 with Alexander-Arnold, then looks for another one with Wijnaldum. Burn intercepts, the ball's gone out for a Liverpool throw deep in Brighton territory on the right. Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. Yeah,
just watching here on the screen, the tries to run across the front of Gomez and he gets sort of grabs him in the throat area. I don't think there's too much in it with Trossard and anything else. They might look at it in a VAR.
Throw in down to the byline. McAllister clears for Brighton. He's an interesting one, 21 years old, an Argentine who Brighton have recalled from a loan over there.
Can he play for Scotland?
I think he's got, well, absolutely. I think Charlie grew up in Argentina, but does have Scottish and Irish heritage.
Well, I'm sure Steve Clark might be trying to have a look at that.
But two caps for Argentina.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Full international.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
he's not going to want to be playing in Scotland, but the weather's the same.
Proper ball to the left to Trossard, who gets away from Alexander-Arnold. We've got 1 minute plus added time remaining at the end of this first half. Liverpool off to a lightning start, leading 2-0. This is good from Brighton. Worked it out to Lamptey on the right. Cross comes in. Oh, what a finish! What a goal that is for Brighton. Trossard, the first time hit on the half volley. Alisson didn't stand a chance. Lamptey whipped in the ball, and sweet as you like, Trossard has slammed it home, and it's Brighton 1, Liverpool 2.
Yeah, Webster gets on the ball in the halfway position, fakes to pass it wide and plays into the position there, and Lamptey's on the wide. What a cross, and a great finish from Trossard.
Wow, some goal by Brighton, brilliantly worked, almost doing a Liverpool on Liverpool, but lovely first time hit from Trossard right at the end of the first half. Just livens the game up a little, because Liverpool have had it all their own way, certainly in the early stages. Kickoff is taken, Oxlade-Chamberlain heads it infield. Matt Ryan screams, "My ball," comes out, clears with his right foot. 4 minutes left at the end of the first half. Dan Burn here for Brighton. Ball over the top. Gomez and Van Dijk communicate with each other. Van Dijk clears with his right foot. They get back into their defensive shape, but the ball is deep in Brighton territory, and they're back in it.
Yeah, let's say when you're 2-0 down and you get an opportunity just before half time, you get one back. It's game on, and anything happens second half. It's been a good game. I've enjoyed it. It's been played at a decent tempo. This is probably, I think, the couple of games I've seen apart from the Man City game the other week, they've been the tempo and the intensity has not been there. But being here live, I've definitely seen a difference in the tempo has been very, very good from both teams.
Trossard, who scored the winner against Norwich at the weekend, now has another, so that's 5 for the season for him. So I think Brighton are going to be very happy with his first season for the club, and we'll look forward to more next season. Ball's back with Alisson, plays it across to Gomez to Van Dijk on the edge of his own penalty area, away to Nico Williams. Got a bit of space to run into down the left. 3 minutes left of added time. Almost finds Oxlade-Chamberlain with a searching pass down that left-hand touchline. Intercepted by Dale Stephens. Brighton start to play out. Davy Proper off balance, falls backwards as he plays the pass to Webster. Stephens has lost it to Salah. Could be trouble for Brighton. Firmino on the ball to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Good block by Webster. That was heading for the far corner, and Webster just basically put his face in the way. It's behind for a corner.
Yeah, Stephens gets caught on the ball in the middle of the pitch, and when you've got that speed and that desire of Salah and Firmino, he just rolls it perfectly for Chamberlain. He tries to bend it in the opposite corner, and it comes off Webster. Good defence.
So a corner for Liverpool. They lead 2-1, but all the really good, the 2 goals and that really good chance. Proper lost the ball for the first one. Webster lost it for the second, and Stephens lost it there.
Keep overplaying in that position. Do you know what I mean? When you're in that position as the holding midfielder, you got to scan and look to see who's around you, because if any bad touch, like you say, Salah pounces on it, and all of a sudden they're back in your goal, and you could be 3-1 down after just getting back from 2-0. Getting in back into the game, make it 2-1. So no, it's thing when you're in that position, you're the key player in the team, especially how Brighton want to play build up from the back, and Stephens is a good player. So no, you just have to look where you are on the pitch and smell danger.
Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Finished 2-1 at Anfield earlier this season. If you remember that game, Virgil van Dijk scored both of Liverpool's goals with headers. Alexander-Arnold was the man who crossed both of those. He's crossed one in here. Webster's headed it away. Henderson's headed it to his right. It's gone out for a throw-in to Brighton. Alisson then got sent off for handball outside his penalty area, and Lewis Dunk, Adrian came on, but he caught Adrian out. Yeah. Do you remember Charlie, with a sort of quick free kick? Adrian was over by a post, wasn't he?
Yeah, and listen, when the goalkeeper comes on, not played for a while, and that you can get that. But going about Liverpool, it's 18 of the Liverpool's 29 victories this year have come by 1 goal, 1-0, 2-0 or 2-1 victories, scoring including the last 9 of the 12 games. So they've never really stretched away from teams in the last few games, and when you're in a position like this at 2-1, they give away a goal, an opportunity, a free kick here just before this whistle could go. It's an opportunity to put the big boys in the box.
Last chance in the first half. Jurgen Klopp for once rather anxiously just looks at his watch. Free kick for Brighton is midway inside the Liverpool half, but a chance to get this ball into the penalty area. They go low and left into Trossard, the goal scorer. Dummies the cross. Plays it back here to Gross, outside of his right foot. That's slightly wasted, it's overhit. Alisson lets it go, and Jurgen Klopp, not quite sprints, jogs, canters down the tunnel towards the changing rooms, and Brighton have got themselves back in it late in the first half with in fact the 3 goals we've seen this evening, Charlie, quality finishing on all of them.
Yeah, quality, that's the Premier League for you. But Liverpool have, dominated Jurgen the way he run down that. He'll be frustrated, you can see it, gritted teeth. He'll be frustrated with that, losing that goal late in the half, because Liverpool have been in cruise control after 8 minutes, 2-0 up away from home. It was the perfect start.
Mo Salah in the 6th minute, Jordan Henderson with a fabulous finish in the 8th minute. Liverpool in total control, but that lovely strike from Leandro Trossard keeps things interesting at half-time. The champions, remember, chasing this record points total of 101. They do lead here. Half-time, though, Brighton 1, Liverpool 2.
Charlie, there were warning signs that this return goal could come for Brighton, and we've had lots of people getting in touch on social media. Chris says we deserved it for the fight we've put in. Charlie talks about the cross from Tariq Lamptey and the quality of him. Graham says, as badly as we started at the other end, that's a top draw finish and it's been coming. And Matt says Leandro Trossard is a bit of a baller, looked sharp when he came on against United and been very good against Liverpool tonight. This is not one-sided by any stretch of the imagination.
No, Brighton have definitely, after the first 10 minutes really, Brighton kept playing out for the back and lost the 2 goals. But after that, then they realised that, Liverpool, they showed a little bit too much respect, and now they're after Liverpool and they start to get opportunities. They've been able to create a couple of chances, but a few blocks from Gomez and one from Mopai just went by the post. But apart from that, this is quite an open game, and that opportunity before the half time has definitely brought Brighton back into the game.
A lot of Liverpool fans been really impressed with Naby Keita here. Neil says Naby Keita is running this game, in my opinion. Stuart says when these Brighton players open their eyes in the morning, the first image they're going to see is Naby Keita's face. He is everywhere. Josh says Naby Keita is excellent so far. Counter press, ball recovery, created both goals. Is there more to come, do you think, from Naby Keita than what we've seen so far?
Yeah, I remember playing for Stoke in a pre-season for me over in Leipzig, and I actually didn't know who he was. And then he come on at half time and he was phenomenal. He reminded me of like Kante, aggressive, in your face, had a little bit about him as well, and confidence wise, and this was just as he knew he was going to go to Liverpool. Probably come to Liverpool and never produced the goods as he did in Germany, but on tonight's show, he's definitely the best game I've seen him play live, and it just comes with confidence and coming to a big club and trying to perform week in, week out. He's obviously had a few injuries this season as well, but he looks good tonight. Definitely one, like you say, he goes and sets the tone and the tempo for the team, and the goals and the opportunities come from him pressing the game.
Yeah, hugely significant in terms of putting Liverpool 2-0 up. However, Brighton have pegged them back. It's Brighton 1, Liverpool 2 at half-time at the Amex. We'll be back there for the second half with Charlie Adam and Alistair Bruce Ball. More reaction to that coming up, though. First, here's the 5 Live News with Oliver Jones.
On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The government's announced a series of measures to help the UK economy recover from the impact of coronavirus. It includes bonuses for firms that keep staff on when furlough ends, a VAT cut for the hospitality sector, and a 50% discount for people to use in some restaurants in August. Annalisa Dodds is the Shadow Chancellor.
It should have been the day when we got the UK economy firing again. Today, Britain should have had a back-to-work budget, but instead, we got this summer statement with many of the big decisions put off until later.
A woman's died and 4 others are injured after a crane fell onto homes and a block of flats that was being built in Bow in East London. The Executive Mayor of Tower Hamlets is John Biggs.
It's very harrowing, but the emergency services are here and they're in control of the scene. It's sealed off. People have been evacuated to a rest centre. And as I understand it, the crane was being erected or adjusted. So there were crane assembly people on the crane when this happened.
Another 126 people have died with coronavirus across the UK. The total number of deaths now stands at 44,517. A highly critical reviews found that health officials failed to listen to women who were given drugs and procedures that harmed them and their babies. It looked at the impact of the hormone pregnancy tests, Primodos, the epilepsy drug, sodium valproate, and vaginal mesh implants. Gaynor Cottrell's mum took Primodos when she was pregnant with her.
Some parents have lost their children through this drug. We know now that those parents can rest a little bit knowing that this report is there to say, look, we're listening now, this has happened. Plus, we're happy about the Patient Safety Commissioner that they're going to now get on board so that nothing like this can ever happen again.
Johnny Depp's denied he slapped his ex-wife Amber Heard after she laughed at one of his tattoos. The actor is suing the Sun newspaper over an article that referred to him as a wife-beater. The Sun's defended the accuracy of its story.
On BBC Two.
He was and remains one of the most interesting people in the world.
There's no other media figure that has had the kind of influence that Rupert Murdoch has had.
Well, Murdoch's a proper danger to liberal democracies.
He always wanted at least one of his children to take over from him.
Family, money and power. The inside story.
There's only one Rupert that we know.
The Rise of the Murdoch Dynasty starts on Tuesday night at 9 on BBC Two and BBC iPlayer.
This is 5 Live Sport with Kelly Cates.
And coming up, we'll have second half commentary of Brighton against Liverpool. Earlier, though, Burnley beat West Ham at the London Stadium by 1-0, and obviously not the result that David Moyes would have wanted. He's been speaking to Rob Nothman.
Well, David, I suppose this is a hard one to take. You had your chances today and the ball just wouldn't fall kindly for you.
No, you're right. We had a lot. I wouldn't say lots of big opportunities, but we had enough to score. If you get a chance to see them, or if you have seen them, Mickey Antonio, the great one, just before half-time. Sepp Haller, when he came on, gives one right away. So we had two really clear-cut chances, but then we had numerous shots or crosses which were blocked. And I've just had to say that you have to give Burnley credit for how well they defended, how they kept us out, and I think credit to them. They might not have much to play for, but they've certainly shown it today with the way they went about trying to get a clean sheet and win the game.
In terms of your schedule, do you think fatigue was a little bit of a factor today? You have had a lot of football with a shorter space of time than some of the other teams.
Well, we had a shorter getting into this game than Burnley had, certainly, and I think we have shorter on Saturday as well. So that's what the Premier League have done. We all signed up to it by all accounts, but we didn't sign up to the scheduling not being fair. We signed up thinking that we were all going to be looked after the best we could. So, but maybe we have to look at it. Maybe it's a lot more to do with the broadcasters, and maybe the broadcasters have to help us as well.
And one last thing, this game now at Norwich is a really big one for you.
I don't think it was any bigger than today, or I don't think it was any bigger than Newcastle. Every one we're in at the moment is a must win. We're in a position where we're running out of games. We have to keep winning. We have to try and keep our noses in front of some of the other teams, and it's not going to be easy. You have to win and you have to play well. I thought we played quite well at times today, but part of playing well means that the main players have got to take their chances when we get them, and we didn't do that today.
That was David Moyes with Rob Nothman. Elsewhere, John Egan scored with a dramatic 93rd minute header to give Europe chasing Sheffield United a victory over Wolves, much to the delight of their manager Chris Wilder.
I really enjoyed watching my team tonight. I thought right the way through it was a great effort. We're a little bit stretched in terms of numbers. There's a few boys that sticking their hands up there that really possibly shouldn't even be in the 19 as it is now. But I thought it was a committed performance, and one that was ability-wise and technique-wise had just all the hallmarks of a proper Sheffield United performance. And as I said, I really enjoyed watching my team, and delighted that a late winner, and it was a really tight game. It was always going to be a tight game, John, but to get a winner late on is a really good feeling.
You're now a point behind Wolves in the Premier League table. Is a European place for next season a distinct possibility?
Nobody's talked about anything apart from putting a shift in and putting a performance in, and whatever it'll be. We wanted to move our points total from 48. And we've moved it, so it's a big 3 points for us. But I thought just the manner of the win, really, as I said, stretched, tired bodies out there. You know, quick turnaround from Sunday afternoon to Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and the players really had to dig deep to find a performance, to find that last bit, and to find a result. And all round, as I said, it's a big performance and a big result for us.
That was Chris Wilder, and on a drizzly summer's evening, it didn't just rain, it poured on Newcastle tonight. They were beaten 5-0 by Manchester City. Here's Steve Bruce talking to Martin Fisher.
Well, Steve, the night doesn't get any better now, talking to us in the pouring rain.
All I need is to try and do an interview in the rain after you've just been beaten 5-0. It's painful, but not half as painful as that was just watching it, you know. So we're disappointed, but you have to say that they were just far too good for us, and but we have to do better. We gifted them some goals which you can't afford to do against a team of this calibre.
A lot of changes this evening, some enforced. Did that not help your cause?
I don't want to make excuses, no. But we can't be without 6 and 7 if we're better players. Certainly when you come to a place like this, we all say we use the squad. Of course we do, but this was just one too far. You know, we've played them twice in 5 games, which is never easy. But and they proved today that on the day today they were just too good for us.
You need to bounce back on Saturday at Watford. Do you think you'll get that kind of reaction you need from your team?
We've had 1 or 2 moments this year, and they've bounced back. You know, and we have to mentally be ready. You know, just because we've stayed in the Premier League, we've got to be mentally better than what we have done tonight, and I will make sure that on Saturday we'll be ready.
That was Steve Bruce talking after a 5-0 defeat by Manchester City. Big night in the Championship. Middlesbrough are out of the relegation places. They won 2-0 at Millwall. West Brom have gone top of the Championship. They beat Derby by 2-0, which opened things up as far as the playoff places is concerned, because Swansea have gone to within a point of Cardiff in 6th and above Derby with a 3-1 win over Birmingham at St Andrews. Wigan have ended a miserable week with a 1-0 win against Queen's Park Rangers, and Bristol City beat struggling Hull by 2-1. In the 7:45 kickoff in the Championship, Jacob Murphy's goal has put Sheffield Wednesday 1-0 up against Preston. Elsewhere, Wycombe's Adebayo Akinfenwa says he was racially abused during Monday's League One playoff match against Fleetwood. He said that he found out after the game that he was referred to as a fat water buffalo by a representative from the opposition. I believe it dehumanises me as a black man by associating me with a water buffalo, a dark animal, in a derogatory manner, Akinfenwa said in a statement. The Football Association has been made aware of the allegation. Tottenham midfielder Eric Dyer has been given a 4-match ban and fined £40,000 for climbing over seats to confront a fan after a match in March. The incident happened after Spurs were knocked out of the FA Cup at home by Norwich. England endured a frustrating return to international cricket as the opening day of the first test against the West Indies was disrupted by rain. Only 17.4 overs were possible in Southampton, in which time England battled to 35 for 1. Play resumes tomorrow. TMS is on 5 Live Sports Extra from 10:15. This autumn's Ryder Cup has been postponed for a year. The coronavirus means it can't take place safely with fans present. It'll take place in Wisconsin in September 2021. And 6 players and 4 non-playing members of staff have tested positive after the first round of Premiership Rugby's coronavirus testing. Northampton Saints have confirmed that 1 player has tested positive, while Saracens and Harlequins say members of their staff are also affected. Our commentary match this evening, our second commentary match this evening, comes to you from the Amex Stadium, where it's Brighton 1, Liverpool 2 at half-time. Really good start to the game by Liverpool. Brighton were living dangerously and they went 2-0 down within 10 minutes. However, Trossard's late goal at the end of the first half, a brilliant finish by him, means that Brighton are back in it at the Amex. To take you through the second half, your commentary team of Charlie Adam and Alistair Bruce Ball.
Thank you, Kelly. The two teams are just returning to the field of play here. Brighton out first, Liverpool following quickly after. They are all in red. They lead by 2-1. And we enjoyed, well, as I said to Charlie, just after the half-time whistle blew, 3 great goals in that first half. Some really good football from both teams as well, actually, Charlie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. The first half, it was good entertainment. 3 great goals, and No, it'll be a good second half to look forward to. Obviously, Liverpool making the sub here.
Yeah, Andrew Robertson is coming on. I'm presuming Nico Williams. Yeah, I've not seen him come out. So Robertson on for Williams, but he had a decent 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm probably only thinking that there's no balance to the team. You know, he keeps cutting back onto his right side, and Chamberlain probably can't get into the game as much as he could, but that's the only reason, because the kid's done well, and you know, he just not looked out of place.
So getting ready to go for the second half here on BBC Radio 5 Live. 2 more Premier League commentaries coming your way tomorrow, 6 o'clock. It's Bournemouth against Tottenham from the Vitality Stadium. In fact, I've seen Jonathan Pearce here this evening, who's doing that game for us tomorrow alongside Karen Carney. Aston Villa against Manchester United kicks off at 8:15. We've got that in full as well. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Liverpool, as I say, all in dark red, Premier League champions, playing from left to right in this second half, and Brighton in their blue and white stripes, defending the goal away to our right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold gets an early touch of the ball for Liverpool, plays it back to Joe Gomez, so a much more familiar looking back four now, with Robertson wide left, Alexander-Arnold wide right, Van Dijk and Gomez the 2 centre-backs, Alisson in goal. The Liverpool fans who got in touch with us on social media on at 5 Live Sport or 85058 on the text, very impressed with Naby Keita in the first half alongside Jordan Henderson and Gini Wijnaldum. Sadio Mane starting on the bench this evening, he's just coming out for an early warm-up in the second half. Salah on the right, Oxlade-Chamberlain on the left, and Roberto Firmino through the middle. Throw in for Liverpool on the right. I'll give you the Brighton team in a second. Alexander-Arnold holds the ball high above his head. I can see the 2 youngsters who've just signed their new deals this week sitting not right next to each other, because you're obviously not allowed to do that in this age of social distancing, but Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott
having a chat. What do you think they're talking about?
I don't know,
What are you going to buy with that new contract?
You tell me, Charlie. You're the man
who... Knowing these lads, you know, probably just talking about the game and waiting for their opportunity to come on and impress the manager.
Might get it tonight as well. 5 substitutions allowed, which is something I see this week they're talking about continuing into next season as well. The other little stat I noticed was that Liverpool, one of the 3 teams, as with Brighton, have used all 5 substitutions in all their games so far. Firmino can't control. Klopp's frustrated with that because Webster's able to step in and clear, so the ball goes out for a Brighton throw. They've got Matt Ryan in goal, Tarek Lamptey at right back, Dan Burn at left back, Adam Webster and Lewis Dunk the 2 centre backs, Davy Propper and Dale Stevens. The central midfield is in a 4-2-3-1. Gross, McAllister and Leandro Trossard the goal scorer, with Neil Mopai up top. Naby Keita's fouled. Free kick for Liverpool.
Yeah, good position there. You know, getting out to Alexander, and he plays a nice little pass down the line. He just gets in front of the player, and there's another diagonal pass from Alexander straight to Robertson's feet. It was a great pass right behind it there.
Yeah, I was going to say, considering how close we're sitting, the view of that was absolutely perfect.
It's like an arrow, isn't it?
It was just, beautiful contact on the ball, straight across the pitch. Webster half clears for Brighton. The ball comes back to Davy Propper. They move the ball nicely, Brighton up the field. McAllister trying to curl the ball to the left, looking for Mopai, intercepted by Joe Gomez for Liverpool. Pascal Gross collects, gives it to Mopai. This time he's able to beat Gomez and then tries to slide a ball down the line for Gross. Cleared by Alexander-Arnold, only as far as Dan Burn. Burn into Mopai inside the Liverpool penalty area. Gomez in with the challenge. Naby Keita back there for Liverpool, tackled by Dan Burn, and the throw-in goes Liverpool's way.
Yeah, good defending from Alexander. To be fair, it comes from his pass. He tries to clear the ball, doesn't get enough on it, and he ends up with a bit of pressure, but he gets back and clears it. And Naby Keita obviously gets a throw in there, and Liverpool could throw up the line.
Yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold in the right back position takes that throw to Henderson, who lays it back to him. Webster wins the aerial battle against Oxlade-Chamberlain. Alexis McAllister across to Lamptey, 25 yards out, hits it, slices it, and it's behind for the goal kick. So Brighton 1, Liverpool 2, and latest in the Championship this evening, heading into the last 10 minutes at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Preston 1. Sheffield Wednesday taking the lead. Preston with an equaliser just under 10 minutes to play. Liverpool leading 2-1 here. Alexander-Arnold, nice ball through the middle of the park to Naby Keita, steps away from 2 challenges, flicks a pass forward to Henderson. Henderson with good vision sees Andrew Robertson on as a half-time sub, who immediately plays the ball down the left for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Got the beating of Lamptey, speeding towards the byline. Cross comes in and Matt Ryan down at his near post grabs it.
Yeah, it's switch of play again for Liverpool. Getting Robertson out on that left flank, gives in to Alexander Oxlade-Chamberlain, and he does well to go past the fullback and puts a decent cross across the goal, and the goalie collects it, and it's been positive from Chamberlain there.
Lamptey playing a little 1-2, and then the ball is played into central midfield by Brighton. Dale Stephens bringing it forward, across to Dan Burn. Burn down the line to Gross, thought about the early cross with the left foot, comes back to Burn. Here's Lewis Dunk across the halfway line to Davy Proper, who's dropped a little deeper. Now Webster precision pass down the right to Lamptey. He's knocked it through the legs of Robertson, trying to pull it back for McAllister for Brighton. Liverpool have half cleared, comes out to Proper's cross not the best, and Van Dijk very casually just puts a right foot on the ball to clear it. Webster chases it down for Brighton. Deeper ball from Proper towards Gross, heads it into the penalty area. Mopai trying to turn. Naby Keita's there for Liverpool, very calmly brings it out. Oxlade-Chamberlain gives it back to him, now to the left to Robertson, trying to switch the play quickly from left to right. Salah comes sprinting back, stoops to head the ball down to Alexander-Arnold. Forward to Salah, right under the eyes of their manager Jurgen Klopp with his clear framed glasses, but his back to us at the moment, black baseball cap on his head, hands clasped behind his back as Robertson plays down the left on the other side of the field to Firmino to Robertson back to Van Dijk, cross to Gomez. Liverpool leading 2-1. Henderson, Liverpool captain, in the right back position, goes longer towards Salah. Dunk is there to head it down to Dale Stephens. They come back to their goalkeeper Brighton, that's Matt Ryan, the Australian. Flicked on by Dan Burn from the clearance. McAllister sees a chance here, plays into Gross. Van Dijk comes sliding in, ball comes back off Gross and goes behind for the Liverpool goal kick, but again, good from Brighton. Yeah, playing some good stuff, Brighton. Getting into Dan Burn, getting into McAllister on the half turn there, and he tried to play Gross through, and Van Dijk slide, and obviously it comes up, a ricochets against him, goes out for a goal kick. But but I'm being impressed with Brighton tonight. I know the 2 goals come from trying to overplay, but they're trying to do it the right way, and it's been a joy to watch. This is the difference between Liverpool and Brighton. Brighton in the first half, they would have wanted to play out from the back here, but now obviously they've run away and played, but looked like they wanted to kick up the pitch. Yeah, Alisson decided it wasn't worth the risk. Now he is taking a little bit of a chance. He's dribbling inside his own penalty area, and in fact he's given the ball away. He's chipped it away to the left. Good pressure from Brighton, and it's gone straight out for a throw to the home team, trailing 2-1. It's been a good start from Brighton. They putting Liverpool under pressure there, and it could have been easy just to sit off and allow the goalkeeper to have space and time. But if you put pressure on a goalkeeper and he's not too comfortable with the ball at his feet, you're always going to get an opportunity, and he kicked it straight at the pitch, and he got a throw in for Brighton. Henderson flicking a ball away for Liverpool inside his own half. Oxlade-Chamberlain quickly on to Keita through the middle. Keita looking for Salah. Salah running off the back of Dan Burn into the penalty area. Still going Salah through one-on-one with Ryan, looking for the bottom corner, and it's blocked, and then Matt Ryan is able to slide forward and grab it. Very nearly 3-1 to Liverpool. Yeah, brilliant from Keita. Nice weighted pass right down the side of Dan Burn. Salah burns him for a bit of space, and he gets in there, maybe a little bit of a pull, tug back, but I think Salah's got to do better than that with his scoring record. I think Jurgen Klopp is making that very point, Charlie, to Keith Stroud, claiming that Salah was pulled back, not enough to drag him to the floor. He possibly could have gone down, but the finish was not the best from Salah, certainly not as good as the one in the first half that put Liverpool 1-0 in front. But we've got a good game on our hands here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Alexander-Arnold's run into trouble for Liverpool. McAllister has gone down hurt after making the challenge. Brighton continue to bring it forward. Mopai has run out of space. Naby Keita there again for Liverpool. And Alexander-Arnold plays it back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. McAllister still recovering. Liverpool continue to play. Robertson forward to Oxlade-Chamberlain on the left. infield into central midfield to Wijnaldum, who moves it from his left foot to his right foot and plays it to Naby Keita, one of those in the short-sleeved Liverpool shirt this evening. Here's Van Dijk, the birthday boy, 29 today, across to Alexander-Arnold. Again, a wonderful view right behind him of that technique, right-footed,
definitely something
strike.
They've worked on. Switches of play and trying to move Brighton out of the shape. It looks like Brighton are going to make a substitution here. Aaron Moyes just getting ready from Billy Rees, just told them to warm up.
Ball's played wide to Naby Keita, chests the ball down, he brought it down well, speeds in field, edge of the area, step over, lays it back to Alexander-Arnold, high swinging cross, unusual for him, he's overcooked it, and the ball's gone straight behind for the goal kick to Brighton.
Yeah, he's got better quality than that than Trent, and it's one of his great crosses, but it's going to be a good last 20 odd minutes, 35 minutes, sorry. It's been a good game, good intensity. Hope it just doesn't drop off.
Yeah, just watching the challenge from Alexander-Arnold on McAllister, which is why McAllister went down hurt. He overran the ball, Alexander-Arnold, and then basically just trod on the back of McAllister's leg. Not deliberate, but certainly painful. McAllister is okay. Brighton have really high hopes for him. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Robertson on the ball for Liverpool, inside his own half, wide left to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Sadio Mane yet to appear for Liverpool this evening. Origi and Minamino are out there warming up at the moment. There's a couple of the other Liverpool substitutes. Naby Keita plays it back to Gomez to Alisson forward to Keita. Alexander-Arnold, first time ball with his left foot, long and high, looking for the run of Salah again in behind those Brighton centre-backs. Salah on the ball, inside the Brighton box, lays it back in. Oxlade-Chamberlain hits that well, it's blocked. Ball goes spinning away to the Liverpool right, throw in for Liverpool.
There's a difference between a Keita and somebody like a Dale Stephens in the middle of the pitch in that engine room, sitting the hold midfielder, scanning position where he is, and he'd be able to control with one foot, pass it with the other, and gets Alexander out the game. So that's the difference, the quality of player and seeing the game quicker than what your opponent does.
Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Charlie Adam with us here at the Amex Stadium. Testing throw actually from Alexander-Arnold, because Dunk was off balance there and worried Salah was going to get away from him. Full stretch there. Dunk nods it behind for a Liverpool corner. Fabinho is going to be the first on for Liverpool. Just taking a swig of water, getting the instructions before he gets ready to come down pitch side. Keita's cross in, headed away by Webster. Henderson with the outside of the right foot.
He's got to go with his left and have a shot with your left. But it looks like Mane's coming on too. They're both getting ready. Yeah, both getting ready to come on, Fabinho and Mane.
Sadio Mane stripping off and getting ready to go as well. So Robertson on at half-time. Fabinho and Sadio Mane to come, which can't be great to see if you're a Brighton player out there having worked your socks off for almost an hour now. Trailing 2-1. Trossard's goal getting them back in the game just before half-time. Robertson comes back to Alisson. Lots of movement from the red shirts of Liverpool here. Alisson on the edge of his penalty area looking for an option. Doesn't pick a Liverpool player out. Straight onto the chest of McAllister. Down the line to Trossard. Trossard's curling ball in towards Davy Proper. Chests it down. Then another touch. Runs into Van Dijk, who puts his foot on the ball and clears it for Liverpool. Lovely from Keita. Dummied the pass down the right to Salah. Step over. Infield he comes. Firmino let it go. Oxlade-Chamberlain laid it off. Robertson in a bit of space now at full speed down the left-hand side. Robertson's low ball in. Webster deals with it. Robertson back on his feet, having delivered the initial cross. Another deep cross comes in. Henderson this time with a volley straight at Ryan. Easy save.
Yeah, good switch back post from Robertson over to Henderson. His technique's good. Hits the target. It's all you can ask really. But Brighton are looking to make subs as well. It's freshen things up, and both teams have gave it a right go so far.
Yeah, games are coming thick and fast. There'll be some tired legs out there, and so Jurgen Klopp and Graham Potter very wisely going to start making the changes. Here's Dan Burn charging forward for Brighton, gives it to Davy Proper, scuttles forward 10 yards. Lamptey at speed on his right into the Liverpool penalty area. Robertson sticks with him. Lamptey keeps it, twisting and turning. Cross into Robertson's legs and behind for the corner.
I've been quite impressed with him, with Lamptey at right back. I think he's done well tonight. A bundle of energy, good quality for the for the goal. Great crossing and great finish. But no, I've been impressed with him.
Yeah, they got him from Chelsea in January. I remember him coming on for Chelsea at Arsenal and playing really well there. Slightly sort of surprise substitution by Frank Lampard, but he obviously had faith in him for that game, and he's doing well here at Brighton. Brighton have a corner, trailing 2-1, an away swinger, dealt with by Liverpool. McAllister chests the clearance down, played out to Gross again on the right. Another cross comes in, proper flying at it. Dan Burn across the face of goal, hacked away. Might just have been going wide at the far post. Very nearly 2-2.
Yeah, great cross from Gross there, and Dunk gets over the front post and gets a deflection. And Burn probably got to do better. Obviously, your left back, not in that natural position, but he's definitely got to score. It's proper. Gets across the front of the goal and flicks it onto Burn, and head straight in his hands after it. Oh, he's got to score.
Wijnaldum with the clearance. It was going wide behind him. Dan Burn is yet to score for Brighton. Heard an interview that he did with us ahead of this game, and Steve Crossman, who was asking the questions, was talking about sort of the unusual sight of someone as big as him playing left back, and he was talking about how quite often the big players don't get credited with good ball skills. Naby Keita's come off, by the way. Fabinho is on.
It's a bit of a surprise.
Sadio Mane's on as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise, Keita, he's actually done well.
Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, the two to come off. And Dan Burn is about to take the throw in here and should have just scored to make it 2-2. Was talking about how he was playing at the Etihad Stadium earlier in the season and brought a long ball downfield, down with a beautiful first touch as McAllister's caught offside here. Referee's going to let play continue for a bit. Cross comes in, then he blows the whistle before Mopai had the chance to finish it, and Liverpool get the free kick. And apparently, having done this brilliant touch under pressure from Aguero, dealt with it, and then Aguero just went over and gave him a little high five to credit the big man.
Yeah. Go back to that one what we had at Stoke where he played. I know he played at right back, his left foot. He never had a great time there, but at left back he's done well for Brighton this season.
Really has. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Brighton right in this game at the moment, in no real danger of relegation. 9 points clear of the bottom three. Mopai on the turn, looking for Gross, well read by Joe Gomez. Had to be there for Liverpool as well. That was danger again. And here's Sadio Mane with his first couple of touches of the evening. Onto the other substitute, Fabinho. They play a 1-2. Mane throws an arm out to stop a challenge coming in on him. And it's a yellow card straight away for Sadio Mane for the challenge. We'll have another look at it, Charlie, on the monitor.
Jurgen's not happy in front of us. He's saying it's not a yellow card, but is it a sort of a forearm in the face? It's probably a yellow card. It's a yellow. It's not a red. There's no intent or enforced. He's obviously put it up to try and protect himself, but he's obviously caught him.
Jurgen Klopp frustrated. If you're listening to us with or without the crowd sound effects, I think you'll probably hear his voice booming. Gross's ball into the Liverpool penalty area. Van Dijk heads it away. Fabinho is there first, the Brazilian for Liverpool. Great long ball to Salah, takes it down on his chest, takes on Lamptey for pace, tries to foul him. Salah is able to keep going. Lamptey has another go, still Salah, and the ball takes a deflection, goes behind for the corner. Could have been, Jurgen Klopp's laughing, could have been found a couple of times there, and Jurgen Klopp is saying, what is going on?
Yeah, but the honesty of Salah by staying on his feet, it's a great ball from Fabinho, great diagonal, and he's Salah, good touch in front of him, and he just tries that second one. He's probably could have went down, but the honesty, he thought he was going to get an opportunity to score a goal, and he's ended up with a corner.
I think the first one outside the penalty area was a very definite attempt at a push. Second one, Salah's just holding off a challenge there, isn't he?
Yeah, the second one is, but if Salah's, like you say, any striker, as you could say, he's in form and he's one that's want to score goals.
Corner comes in. Van Dijk was jumping for that. Brighton with proper, played upfield towards Trossard. Liverpool onto it. It's a good game this. 18 minutes gone, second half. Jurgen Klopp's getting a little bit riled. Sadio Mane's been booked. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. And both teams looking threatening in this second half. Mane at jogging pace takes it down the left for Liverpool. Now he speeds things up into Firmino with a touch and turn, plays it back to Robertson, then Wijnaldum, back to Robertson on the left to Mane. Midway inside the Brighton half, wide on the left here. Van Ouden's lost it. Mane tries to win it back, and Liverpool are giving away the free kick.
Yeah, just trying to overplay Liverpool, and good pressure from Brighton. You know, Propar is getting in a bit. Wijnaldum at the moment, and draws in the foul there. But to say that if Liverpool have gave up not gave up the league, but have taken it easy, the benches, every decision they're right out there shouting, and they want to win, and they're contesting every decision.
Henderson heads the ball forward towards Salah, who's chasing for everything here. Ball is played back by Lewis Dunk. Matt Ryan got to the edge of his box just in time to clear it. Alexander-Arnold almost runs into his manager. It's like one of those sort of spiralling catches in the deep in cricket. Neither of the fielders were looking at each other. Klopp and Alexander-Arnold had eyes on the ball and very nearly collided. Van Ouden's got a bit lucky, but he's got away down the right hand side here, gets the crossing. Did that take a slight touch?
Yeah, corner.
Corner Liverpool. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2.
I'd like Liverpool to try and do something like Brighton. They tried an opportunity in the first half. They tried something short. They've got big lads. Dunk, you've got Propper as a big lad. Byrne, who's obviously centre of goals on his own, big lad. Dale Steven, go and play something short. Fabinho, obviously Henderson running over.
Thought about it.
Yeah, but go and play and build up something and try something different.
Yeah. Well, talking something different from a corner, we all remember the one against Barcelona.
Oh, it was phenomenal, wasn't it?
That was brilliant, wasn't it? Alexander-Arnold with the corner. Ryan jumps and punches it away from Mane. Just climbed over Mane there. The ball is back out with Alexander-Arnold quickly out from his feet. Deep cross to the far post over the head of Dunk, and push in the penalty
from Virgil, yeah.
From Van Dijk. So free kick for Brighton. Jurgen Klopp looks frustrated at the moment. He stomps back to the dugout to grab himself a drink. Has another word with Keith Stroud, the fourth official. We're heading towards another drinks break in this second half. Aaron Connolly, I can see, the Republic of Ireland striker, in front of us. Is getting stripped off and ready to go for Brighton.
Yeah.
Trossard heads the ball infield to Fabinho, just clears first time without looking. Headed away by Webster for Brighton. Van Dijk with a powerful header forward.
Triple substitution coming here for Brighton.
Right. Moy, Connolly. Two of them is Trossard on the right. Oh, McAllister barged into by Henderson. Free kick for Brighton, 10 yards inside the Liverpool half.
His head's bleeding again. McAllister from that knock in the first half. You can see it just on a screen. Oh, he's caught him again. Yeah,
he's taken a few knocks, Charlie, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been in the wars tonight.
Yeah, he's brave.
Yeah, oh, it's bad. By the way, it's a bad one. Side of the face.
Taken quickly by Gross down that left-hand side to Mopai. Mane barges Mopai off the ball fairly with strength, brings the ball away at real speed down the right, feels he was tripped by Dan Burn. He gets the decision, and Bissouma is the other one coming on for Brighton. So triple change coming for the home team. Oh, hang on, Dan Burn and Jurgen Klopp, I think, or was it one of Jurgen Klopp's assistants, just having a little bit of an exchange of words. Drinks breaks coming. This has been really good, Charlie, isn't it, as a game of football?
Yeah, it's been as good as I've seen it in the Premier League since the restart. The intensity, both teams having a go. There's no fear in any team. Liverpool won the league, Brighton are safe in the league, so it's probably an enjoyment time. But both teams have had a right go at it, and it's definitely one that we've got to keep an eye on right to the end, because anything can happen. McAllister's getting a bit of treatment from that knock in the first half with blood stemming from his head, so we need to watch that. He might be one of the substitutes to come off.
Can see Moy and Connolly and Bissouma now all together and ready to go. This is where it does get a little bit more confusing for the commentary team, so we'll keep an eye on that. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. While we get the break in play, let me just remind you of everything that's happened, all the reaction to the day's football in the 5 Live Football Daily, which will be there for you first thing tomorrow morning. Download it, available on the BBC Sounds app. Manchester City 5, Newcastle 0, which cut the gap at the top to 20 points. I know it sounds ridiculous when you say that, Liverpool and Manchester City. If Liverpool win again tonight, they go 23 points clear. Big win for Sheffield United, because they beat Wolves by 1-0. Late one from John Egan. So you got Chelsea in third on 60, Leicester in fourth on 59, Manchester United in fifth on 55 points, Wolves in sixth on 52, Sheffield United on 51, Arsenal on 50, Burnley on 49, And Spurs now just inside the top half of the table on 48. That's because Burnley won 1-0 at West Ham this evening, which keeps the bottom of the Premier League table very interesting as well. West Ham and Watford both on 31 points each. Villa on 27, Bournemouth on 27 and Norwich on 21. In the Championship, late goals for Preston. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Preston 3 at Hillsborough. So I'm just looking at my table here. Preston up to 8, 3 points off the playoff zone. Swansea just a point off the playoff zone after their win at Birmingham this evening. Here's Salah at speed into the Brighton area, laid off by Firmino, looking for Salah again. Firmino comes running back to win it for Liverpool after they'd lost that. You've seen that so many times before. Robertson to Mane, onto Firmino, cross low, sliding in is Dale Stevens, straight from the drinks break there. Liverpool straight at it, full speed, right, going for the jugular of Brighton. Robertson plays it back. Miscontrol from Wijnaldum this time, so he has to run after the ball and play it back to Gomez. On to Alexander-Arnold. Tries to hold off McAllister. Forward to Henderson. Henderson's first touch just kept Dan Burn interested, and then Burn's clearance hits McAllister. Goes out for a throw into Liverpool.
Yeah, triple substitution coming here from Brighton. It's one to try and get the tempo of the game up. Gross coming off for Connolly.
Go on there, keep that going, Charlie, because then I can scribble them down.
And McAllister is coming off for Moy.
Yeah, which you said would happen.
Yeah, and Basuma was coming on for Proper.
Okay, very good. Got it done. So Brighton have used, so that's Basuma, Moy, Connolly. That's their first three. And Liverpool so far have used Mane, Robertson, Fabinho. So 3 substitutes on the field apiece. Alexis McAllister, bloodied but unbowed, takes a couple of high fives from his teammates as he sits down in the blue seats in front of us here. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. 20 minutes to play at the Amex Stadium here on 5 Live, with you through until 10:30 this evening with Kelly Cates, and then back tomorrow with 2 more Premier League commentaries. Bournemouth, Tottenham at 6, Aston Villa, Manchester United at 8:15. Mane cross to Henderson, slightly miscued pass, but Salah was able to run behind Alexander-Arnold and keep it. Plays it down the line to Alexander-Arnold. That's a good ball in. Headed away by Webster.
Good defending.
Yeah. Gomez with the challenge, foul on Mopai. Free kick Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton made a little bit tactical change. We're going with 4 and a flat 3 in midfield, and Trossard's playing as a number 10 position with Mopai and Connolly up front, so it'll be interesting to see how they can try and get up the pitch more and try and trouble Liverpool.
Wijnaldum to Robertson. Robertson's curling cross in. Salah was running to try and get on the end of it. Dealt with again. Webster and Dunk done a good job at the back there for Brighton, dealing with the crosses. Moy plays it back to Burn. Burn with his left foot goes long. Connolly had come short towards the halfway line, goes sailing over his head, and it's to Allison.
I'd like to see Liverpool, sometimes when they get in good positions, they try and force the cross, both fullbacks, and put it in areas. They sometimes just come out and play and go again. It seemed tonight, especially with Robertson, he's trying to force crosses from deep positions where sometimes just have to come back out to Wijnaldum or a Fabinho and go the opposite side and recycle the ball, and they're just keying in, especially with the size of the 2 centre-backs for Brighton.
Deep cross from Mane, easily caught by Matt Ryan, bowls the ball out, and Brighton quickly up to the halfway line. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Good skills from Bissouma. Plays the ball into Aaron Connolly. Connolly, angle was tight for him. Decided not to hit the first time shot. He's tackled, and it's out for a Brighton corner.
Yeah, good bit of speed from Bissouma in midfield. Goes past Fabinho and lays in Connolly's. If he's maybe on a couple of more minutes, he might have just had a shot with his left side, but they get a corner, and the one thing about Moy is he's got terrific delivery.
Connolly and Mopai on together again. It was those two that combined for that brilliant winning late goal against Arsenal in their first game since the restart. So Liverpool with a little bit to think about there. Moy with the corner from the left, curls it in. That is good. Oh, Allison completely missed it. Right through it goes.
What a ball.
And behind for the goal kick.
Quality delivery from Moy, and Dunk just gets in front. Let's say gets in front of Allison. He was in the no man's land. Allison trying to come for it. Oh. Superman missed it, and if that was on target, it was in the net.
glancing header on it, just took it wide, and Lewis Dunk's reaction tells you that he knows that he just got a little more on it.
Big chance.
Could easily have been 2-2. Allison. Goal kick taken short to Gomez inside the Liverpool penalty area. Connolly closes in, plays it to Alexander-Arnold, closed down by Moy. Down the line to Fabinho, so Liverpool have got out down the right, and Fabinho again with another one of those wonderful long diagonal passes. Lamptey intercepts, but Robertson read that well. Straight onto the clearance, brings it forward, gives it to Mane. Mane inside the penalty area, lays it back. Henderson shoots, big deflection. Loops just wide, behind for a Liverpool corner.
It's brilliant play from Liverpool, from Alisson to Gomez. Stays on the ball, plays Alexander, and then Fabinho runs into the space down the right hand side and plays a wonderful diagonal cross over to where Lamptey is, but he tries to cut it out, and Robertson's on the move, goes by him. And then, Mane gets onto the ball and cuts it back for Henderson, and it's a great block, and it's out for a corner.
15 minutes to play. Charlie Adam with us here. Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Liverpool win takes them to 92 points if they can close it out. Robertson's corner, real pace into the near post. Salah heads it in. Brilliantly worked and brilliantly finished by Mo Salah for his second goal of the night. Absolutely zipped in from the corner by Andrew Robertson, met cleanly by Salah. Brighton 1, Liverpool 3.
Yeah, it's the first time they've actually put an in-swinging corner, and Robertson, great delivery, front post. Salah gets across, not the biggest, gets across to his man, and it's a brave header, it's a great header. The goalkeeper might do better, but Lamptey's just, Salah's got the run on him. It's a great delivery from Robertson, and it's 3-1, and with 15 minutes to go, it's a great opportunity for Liverpool now.
Makes that golden boot race ever more interesting. Salah on to 19, Aubameyang on 20, Vardy on 22, Mane's on the field, a little bit behind on 16. It was Mane, Salah and Aubameyang who shared it last season. Salah, who won it the season before with a whopping 32 goals for Liverpool, and that's not a goal you always see him score there, Charlie, but he took that really well.
Oh, it's a great header, yeah. It's maybe a bit of eye contact early on, and Robertson's done the deliveries, but the first time Liverpool has put an in-swinger. Trent's took in everything from this side in the second half, and it was a great ball.
They're looking for a fourth. Ball played back to Mane by Robertson, stood up to Henderson, lays it off to Alexander-Arnold, lovely cross into the far post. Webster heads it to his left. Moy is there to clear it over his shoulder. 14 minutes to play, so Liverpool have restored their 2-goal cushion, but still not sated. You feel they want more?
Yeah, and that's the sign of a top team. The ruthlessness. United's back in the day, your Man City's, Chelsea's, with Drogba and people like that. When they get 2 or 3 goals ahead, they want more, and they get hungry for scoring goals. On the opposition team, which I've been a few times, it is tough, but that's the relentlessness of these top players.
Henderson and Bissouma both down, hurt. Moy and Fabinho clash. Foul by Fabinho on Moy. Free kick for Brighton, and Bissouma and Henderson will pick themselves up. So all going on for a second there. 13 minutes to play.
Yeah, this is a worry for Liverpool. Henderson down holding his knee.
Fabinho in the book. Henderson has stayed down. I mean, that really was
it's caught him. He's
sort of fallen into him, Bissouma, hasn't he?
Maybe jarred his knee.
Henderson's just sitting down at the moment. Jurgen Klopp is holding his arms out and saying, what's going on? Why can't the medical staff come on? Jordan Henderson wants a hand from the referee. The referee then takes that hand away, so Henderson lifts himself to his feet and moves away slowly, limping a little. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamesmanship there, a little bit of experience, the little bit of pressure from Brighton, foul there against Fabinho. Henderson just taking his time. I think he is actually struggling here. His left knee. Yeah, he's struggling.
Wants the treatment.
Milner's going to be coming on here, I'd guess.
Okay, James Milner's sitting not too far away from us, and he's watching on with interest. So Henderson will receive treatment. 12 minutes to play.
Yeah, I was right, Milner.
Okay. Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Not a bad replacement, that. Time for a quick word, actually, Charlie, on Jordan Henderson, because we were talking a little bit about him in the first half, but I also remember, just looking back to your time at Liverpool, he was obviously there.
He signed the same week as me, yeah.
Yeah, signed the same week, right.
Yeah. 9 years ago yesterday.
So when you watched him play then, did you think he would turn into the player that he's become now.
Oh, listen, he was a young lad coming from Sunderland. £20 million they paid for him, was a big fee, and listen, sometimes just, like I say, it takes time, like Keita, it takes time to just evolve into the club and get used to it. I think over the last 5-6 years he's been phenomenal for Liverpool Football Club. Obviously captaining the club now to winning trophies and doing it regular. I think he's worried here about this knee.
He's really, really down. He's come off. He's been almost dragged from the field and he's still shaking his head. He's just disappearing down the tunnel into the changing rooms below us, and he did not look happy, Jordan Henderson. And it's not to do with the challenge. I think, like you say, Charlie, he knows that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a worry for him.
Burns cross in from the right. Wijnaldum underneath. Oh, Van Dijk goes charging in to win a header, nods it behind for a corner, crashed into Mopai as he did so. And Brighton have a corner, so Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Henderson off injured. Mane and Fabinho both booked in this second half for Liverpool, so there's been plenty going on.
Liverpool use 4 subs now. It's with 10 minutes to go, and obviously they got one left.
Yeah, I wonder if one of the young lads might get a go. Let's see what Jurgen Klopp does. Aaron Moy, who's one of the Brighton subs, cross blocked by Mane. Trossard with a step over. Left-footed ball, too close to Alisson. Easy catch for him, both hands. Mopai right behind him as he clears with his right foot. Mo Salah, don't forget, on the hat-trick this evening and in all those goals. So just to update Charlie's stats from the first half, that's 94 goals for Liverpool in 148 appearances, which is some record. And in that time, 2 hat-tricks he's scored, one against Watford at Anfield and one away to Bournemouth. So he's got a chance for another one this evening. Still time to play. We're into the last 10 minutes. Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Alexander-Arnold making a run down the right, but Moy closes off the pass to Wijnaldum. Plays it across to Fabinho. Fabinho wide to Robertson. Down the line to Mane on the left. Back to Fabinho. Liverpool just controlling it, slowing it down a little, but then Van Dijk speeds things up with a slick pass to Robertson. Plays the 1-2 with Milner to Mane. Mane looking for the give and go with Firmino. Little back heel. Mane's path slightly impeded by Lamptey, who's knocked the ball behind for a Liverpool corner.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, and he's brilliant. What a player Firmino is. He can hold it up. He sees the runners. He's a great piece in how Liverpool play. He doesn't probably get the credit that the work he does off the ball for Liverpool as well is brilliant. And he linked up there with Mane. They get a corner. Outswinger here from Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson will deliver again. It was his wonderful delivery zipping into the near post that created the third goal. Again, similar delivery. Salah flicks it on with his left boot. Mopai's there to head it away. Bissouma's just knocked it straight up in the air. Burn heads it behind him, really scruffy inside the Brighton penalty area. Firmino collects, plays it back to Van Dijk. Cross to Mane. Mane's left-footed curler. Headed away by Lewis Dunk under pressure. I think Lamptey will be able to keep this in down by the byline on the right for Brighton. He can. Wijnaldum goes in for a challenge. Lamptey holds him off, plays it back to Webster. Forward to Bissouma, nice turn from him, but then tackled by Milner. Here's Lamptey, just kicks the ball into the midfield. Moy is able to get there first for Brighton. Plays it back to Adam Webster. Across to Dan Burn, whose forehead drenched with sweat as he brings it forward down the left to Mopai. Mopai comes bustling infield from the left-hand touchline. Across to Bissouma. Bissouma to Trossard, who's on the right for Brighton now. Moy's taken up station on the left, although he's coming to the sort of number 10 role here to collect a pass. Oh, now given away by Brighton. Could be trouble here. Salah, as I said, is on the hat-trick. Firmino, no. Didn't get the pass right.
Yeah, I never got it. It's a wrong pass. Wrong choice of pass. Salah should stay wide. He tries to run in between Duncan and the other centre-back Webster. He should have just stayed wide and received the pass and got 1v1 against Dunk because Burn was up the pitch.
Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Jordan Henderson off with a knee injury and straight down the tunnel as well. So if we get news on that before we go off air at 10:30 this evening, we'll obviously bring it to you. Keep your eyes on the BBC Sport website, our social media feeds, the 5 Live Football Daily as well, which will be there for you to download in the morning. We'll have news on that. Here's Bissouma playing it back to Dunk.
Liverpool making the 5th change here. Minamino's coming on.
Minamino, signed from Salzburg in January, just taking a drink before he gets into the action for Liverpool.
If it's Salah, do you think he'll be unhappy?
Ball from Stevens, hooked over the top by Trossard. The flag stayed down. Difficult chance because he needed to take it quickly with Alisson approaching, and just hooks his volley over the bar.
It's good play from Stevens. He sees that pass. It's a great run. He's onside, and he's got to do better. I think he goes with the wrong foot. He goes with his right foot. Maybe have a lash at it with your left foot. Keep it down. He goes with the wrong foot and he ends up flicking over the bar.
Right, let's see who's coming off. Mo Salah's the closest to us. Jurgen Klopp is looking at him. Minamino's getting ready to come on. Liverpool's next game is Saturday, 3 o'clock at home to Burnley. Salah might still get the chance because Mane's bringing it forward at speed. He was fouled about 3 times there and eventually gets the free kick, and Lamptey goes in the book for the challenge for Brighton. And the board doesn't go up just yet. So free kick Liverpool, leading 3-1. Minamino gets a high five from Jurgen Klopp, pat on the back, last instructions. And are they going to make the sub before the free kick? Oh, no, I think we're going to see the free kick, and it'll be the next break in play that Liverpool make their last change. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, the two players that stand over the ball. It's probably about 40 yards from goal in the inside left channel as Liverpool attack. Alexander-Arnold runs over it. Robertson kills it into the far post. Van Dijk heads it back across goal, just nodded over the bar by Wijnaldum. Could have been a fourth.
Yeah, he's got to do better there. It's a great delivery from Robertson. Hangs up in the air, whips it in there for Van Dijk, wins the header, back across the goal, and Wijnaldum, if he hits the target, it's a goal. He's got to do better than that.
So it's Firmino coming off. Roberto Firmino's night is done. Minamino's coming on. Mo Salah will have the chance to try and get that third Liverpool hat-trick. They're moving to 92 points, which means they will need 9 more to try and get that record tally of 101. Tonight they equal that club record of 30 league wins in a season, which they did in an incredible 78-79 season. It was only 2 points for a win then, and last season as well. And they've also equalled the club record of away wins in a top flight season, which is 13 this evening. And there are 4 games to come. Burnley at home on Saturday, Arsenal away. Recent Arsenal-Liverpool games have been belters. There was that 5-5 in the League Cup earlier this season. Chelsea at home, which should be another cracker as well, actually, and Chelsea still with plenty to play for in terms of trying to get a top 4 spot. Newcastle away on the last day of the season. Brighton trailing 3-1. Aaron Connolly, sharp driven shot right across the face of goal. Alisson, I think, pulled the hands away and let it go because he knew it was curling away, and actually out for a throw into Liverpool.
Yeah, he does well. Position. Connolly in the box, goes by Gomez and gets an opportunity to cross it. Just decision, he tries to hit it too hard. If he just rolls it across the box a little bit, Mopai might have got an opportunity, but no, it was Alisson knew with his angles of it, it was not going anywhere near his goal, but no, it was decent play.
3-1 Liverpool, goal kick for Liverpool. We're into the 88th minute of the game. Mo Salah with 2, Jordan Henderson with the other one. Great goal, but a little bit of a worry for the Liverpool captain this evening, off with a knee injury, and he did not look happy. Ball is nodded down by Dunk. Salah lets it go, out for a Liverpool throw just inside the Brighton half on the right. Alexander-Arnold gets ready to take. Minamino comes running towards him. Alexander-Arnold not interested in that option, then lobs it over the head of Stevens towards Minamino. He's run off the ball by Lewis Dunk. Webster under pressure, clears with his left foot towards Connolly. Little touch on it, and then Gomez pulls him back because Gomez's pass back to Alisson didn't have enough on it. Gomez gets booked and Connolly wins the free kick.
Jurgen stood there with his hands on his hips, absolutely fuming with Gomez there. Yes. It's a great touch from Connolly to go by him in the wide area. And short pass from Gomez there, and he ends up having to bring him down. But if he doesn't bring him down, he's 1 on goal. So is that no a red card? Denying a goal scoring opportunity?
Video assistant referee would consider that, Charlie, because it can act in red card decisions. Free kick for Brighton, only a yellow for Gomez. Moy curls it in towards the far post. Ball bounces down inside the Liverpool box, nodded to Alexander-Arnold, looking for Mane on the left. Mane against Lamptey in a foot race. Lamptey had the head start, got there first and knocks it out for a Liverpool throw.
Yeah, good defending from Liverpool there. You know, Alexander, if he goes with his left foot and maybe gives Mane a better opportunity to get onto it. It was a poor pass.
Brighton 1, Liverpool 3, heading towards 90 minutes. Here's Alexander-Arnold, left-footed ball. Not sure Wijnaldum will catch that, but I'm wrong. He's got there. It's a good ball from Alexander-Arnold down the right. Salah in support, wide on the right. Infield to Alexander-Arnold, just a bit too far beyond him. Got a toe on it, but only as far as Bissouma. Oof, good skill from Dale Stephens under pressure. Nice pass as well, forward to Moy. Moy looking for the run of Connolly. Flag's up. Flag is up. Whistle's not blown. Van Dijk is back there, makes the challenge. Don't think Connolly realises that the flag was up. So that should be a free kick to Liverpool. And we'll have a little look at the moment again. So here's Moy on the ball. Difficult to tell from our angle.
He's just offside, but good speed from Connolly there. He had Van Dijk worried. There's an opportunity there. 6 minutes in injury time.
Yeah, 6 minutes of added time. And I guess had that not been offside, the ref didn't blow his whistle until Van Dijk made the challenge. If it was a foul, that would have been a penalty and a chance for Brighton to get back into it very late in this game. Trailing 3-1. Gomez's ball, diagonal. Robertson leaps and wins the header. Webster plays it back to Matt Ryan, the Brighton keeper. Gives it straight back to him. And Webster is able to bring it away. Forward to Bissouma. A bit too casual in possession. He's lost it. Minamino's in there. So he's quickly learned the Liverpool way of chasing everything and not giving up on lost causes. Now he's on the ball and Bissouma wins the ball off him. Connolly plays it back into midfield. Bissouma's caught, fouled. Free kick for Brighton. Graham Potter's pleased with that. And it will be interesting, Charlie, to see how this Brighton team grows under Graham Potter, because it was a big call by the powers that be to replace Chris Hughton.
Yeah, it was with Tony Bloom and as the owner, and it was a big decision to go and try and change the direction of the club. They have a formula, the way they built the football club, and they wanted to go in a different direction, and Graham had obviously done a good job at Swansea, and there'll be I think they'll be delighted with how they've gone so far, but there is still a lot of progression to go. You can't stand still in this Premier League.
Mane lays it off to Milner. Milner is tackled by Bissouma. 4-on-4 at the moment, Brighton against Liverpool as they bring it forward. Can they work it, Brighton? Wide to Mopai. Connolly wants it early. Mopai plays behind Moy. It's not worked out. Now Brighton could be in trouble because Liverpool will fancy another goal themselves. Deep in added time at the Amex Stadium here on 5 Live. Liverpool leading 3-1. Mo Salah, another couple of goals for him tonight, closing in on 100 for the club in total. 94 it is. And Mane only started on the bench this evening. He'll fancy a goal if he can get one late in the game. Plays the 1-2 on the left, down the byline he goes at real speed, tackled, goal kick. Apparently last touch came off Mane.
Yeah, good tackle from Webster there, and Mane had done a great piece of skill there just to go by the Lamptey at the full back area and was nearly on goal. If he just got to release the pass a little bit quicker, he would have squared it for Salah, but Webster done well to get back in and get the goal kick.
Dan Burn, left back for Brighton. Ball floated down that left hand side. Gomez is there, controls and clears. Ball bounces inside the Brighton half. Webster stabs it forward. Wijnaldum controls it for Liverpool, holds off Moy, looking for an option wide left. It was aimed at Robertson, it found Mane. Robertson though kept the run going, and Mane's found him on that left hand side. Into the penalty area he goes. Dunk slipped in the middle. It's back to Mane, curling shot, oof, wide, behind for a goal kick.
Nah, it was a great effort, just whiskers wide. Salah's, he's not happy, is he?
Wanted it.
Yeah, he's desperate for a hat-trick. That golden boot will be playing in his mind.
Yeah. Well, it could be 3 seasons in a row for him.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. It's phenomenal for what he's achieved. And
yeah. For a guy who plays wide right. Yeah, absolutely. It's Charlie Adam you're listening to, by the way, here on 5 Live. Closing stages of Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Lewis Dunk at the back for Brighton, long down the middle. Ball bounces. Gomez deals with it well. Heads it to himself there, actually, and plays it out to Milner. Milner, who's come on for Henderson after the knee injury late in the game. Liverpool come storming forward again. Robertson at pace, gets it from Mane, crosses in to almost to Minamino. Ryan spilled it. Salah could get the hat-trick, shoots, and it's flicked over the bar. He very nearly did. It's behind for the corner. He shouldn't have had that chance. He got it, and he was just denied at the last gasp.
Yeah, the difference in the balance is that left back area, isn't it? Robertson bombing on, and he does a good delivery. Ryan goes early with one arm, and he spills it, and Salah does well, and Ryan tips it back over the bar.
Corner then for Liverpool. Now it's Alexander-Arnold. It looks like it's going to take this one from the right, which will be an away swinger. We've played 4 of the 6 minutes of added time. Alexander-Arnold is going to go short, something different, to Milner. Milner lays it back to Alexander-Arnold. Then the cross comes in. Easy one for Dan Burn to head away. Connolly on his own, inside his own half, surrounded by red shirts, holds onto it for Brighton, lays it off to Bissouma, chased by Minamino. Turns Minamino and comes away with the ball. Moy to Burn, got to be careful, does well. Plays it across to Lewis Dunk as we move into the last minute of this game. Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Liverpool again about to extend their lead to 23 points, an incredible 23 points at the top of this Premier League table. Mane inside his own half, last minute of the game. Wijnaldum is steaming forward. Mane's seen Salah though. Salah on the corner of the penalty area. Mane's continued his run. Salah with his back to the Brighton goal, lays it back to Milner. Long way out, Milner. Sliding the pass forward to Minamino. Got a little shove. It's forced him wide. Pulls the ball back across goal. Dunk is there. Clears with his right foot. Liverpool get a late corner.
It's quality from Milner, isn't it? He gets the ball back from Mane. He goes to fakes to shoot, and he goes to slip in Minamino, and he just tries to go by the goal, and just touch went too far past him to actually stick it in the net. But that was great play from Liverpool.
Corner taken short. Liverpool in control of this game late on. Mo Salah's second has made it more comfortable for them. Fabinho to Minamino, central position 25 yards out. Last chance of the game, you'd think. Robertson's cross into the far post. Salah! Heads it over the bar, unmarked at the far post, and probably should have scored.
Yeah, that was his chance for his hat-trick, wasn't it? That would have sealed off a great performance from him in Liverpool. They've been brilliant tonight. The intensity has been very good. They've never dropped apart from the whole part of the game.
Yep, they are the Premier League champions. They've won this title by some distance this season. They certainly look like it tonight. A 30th league win, equaling the club record set last season in the top flight, and that great team back in 1978-79. 23 points clear again at the top of the Premier League table. 3 more wins would take them to that record total of 101 points. They were sharp, they were hungry. Brighton gave them a good game, didn't they, Charlie? But Liverpool deserved the win.
Yeah, they definitely deserved the win. The way they started, the tempo, they never let Brighton play. I know Brighton had opportunities, and Brighton done well enough to the way they wanted to play, but Liverpool deserved that, and they, let's say, could have had more at the end there.
So the reward for Brighton's tired legs is the visit of Manchester City on Saturday. Good luck with that, but a good effort from Brighton tonight. Liverpool have run out 3-1 winners, and again, let's just remind you of that race for the Golden Boot, because it means a lot to those strikers. Vardy 22, Aubameyang 20, and Mo Salah this evening with 2 has moved up to 19. Final score at the Amex: Brighton 1, Liverpool 3.
You do just get the impression, though, that Mo Salah is going to be going off the pitch thinking about those missed chances. But that's the key to this Liverpool side, and why they are 23 points clear at the top of the Premier League table, Charlie, is that even now, even when it's won, even when records have already been broken and another one has gone tonight, they are still pushing to be better and to achieve more.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. There's relentlessness, and that's what they are. I could say, Kelly, that Mo Salah's walking off laughing at himself, thinking, frustrated that, look, he's shaking his head, walking to do an interview. He knows he should have had a hat-trick tonight, and it would have capped off performance. He's been, we talked in commentary, his numbers have been phenomenal since he's joined the football club, and what a player he is.
But that was such an entertaining game to watch as well, and we shouldn't gloss over the part that Brighton played in all of that. I mean, there's been so much talked about the fact that maybe Brighton aren't positionally or points-wise hugely better off than they were under Chris Hughton. But does it feel like something is developing there?
I believe that they're actually playing better football. You've seen that tonight. It's the first time I've seen them live, and at times I was impressed with them in the play that they had. And they gave Liverpool a game, gave them opportunity, getting back second half. That goal just before half-time brought them back into it. But I think both teams, that makes a good game, and both teams were at it tonight, and it was a great spectacle.
That Kelly was the big call, obviously, that Brighton took at the end of last season to dispense with Chris Hughton after the job he'd done getting them up and keeping them up and getting Graham Potter in. And I think, at the start of 2020, when they went 9 Premier League games without a win, there would have been real concern there. But they've stayed faithful to it. They've stuck with Graham Potter. I mean, very early on in this season, they immediately extended his contract.
Even going through the bad times.
Exactly.
They gave him a new contract, where other owners might have thought, it's no way what we should have done. But they stuck by the guy, and they're getting... Listen, it's only one season, but they're starting to... They look a better team, and they... understanding how they're playing. I think the thing is as well, Charlie, isn't it, that they need... I mean, it's been the problem for them so far in the Premier League, and it's actually something that's still been a struggle for them this season. They do need more goals, don't they? Yeah, but when you're Brighton, it's money. If you want to buy a goal scorer, you have to pay big money. They managed to get Mopai out of Brentford relatively cheap. Listen, he's got them 9 goals so far this year, which is not a bad return. If you're talking you want somebody that going to get you 15, 20 goals a season, then you're going to have to pay big bucks, and Brighton don't want to do that. So they have to try and get goals from other parts of the team. Your centre backs getting goals, or in midfield. So they'll look to do that. But I was impressed with Brighton tonight, especially with being safe and things like that. But they never ever looked like they took the foot off the gas.
Yes, some really positive social media on Brighton. Harry says, such a shame, we've practically beaten ourselves tonight. 2 mistakes on the edge of the box while we were in possession and a near post corner. Going forward, we've been class, and to be honest, 3-1 looks pretty harsh on us. Mistakes aside, a really positive game. Aaron says, really well played tonight. A couple of errors were costly, but it also showed that it's the end of the line for 1 or 2 players. Future looks bright, though, he says. And Josh says, story of this match, Liverpool in cruise control, Brighton missing chances you can't afford to miss against a team like that. Alistair Bruce-Ball, talk us through the match.
Well, a couple of early mistakes from Brighton, really costly, and Liverpool looked very sharp from the start here. So since winning the title, they've not been at their absolute best. They look very, very hungry. They pounced on those mistakes. Naby Keita involved in both early goals for Liverpool. Mo Salah finished the first so clinically. Sweet left foot shot into the bottom corner. A couple of minutes later, little layoff to Jordan Henderson, who whipped a wonderful shot in as well from the edge of the box. Matt Ryan had no chance with that. Brighton kept playing, though, actually made a couple more mistakes like that could have led to Liverpool goals, but it's the way they go about things. Then got back into the game late in the first half with a very good goal of their own. Lamptey's first time cross from the right, beautifully swept home on the half volley by Leandro Trossard. And then second half, Brighton kept coming and gave as good as they got against Liverpool. You always felt Liverpool were going to have a little too much, and then Mo Salah just made it more comfortable for them. Andrew Robertson on at half-time. That's what Liverpool were able to do as well. Bring on Sadio Mane in the second half. Bring on Robertson at half-time. Bring on Fabinho. Really used that squad. And it was Robertson's corner whipped into the near post that was powerfully headed home by Mo Salah for his second goal. That got Liverpool their third, and Salah really should have had a hat-trick by the end of the game. We've just seen him giving his post-match interviews, and he's still sort of laughing and shaking his head and wondering quite how he didn't manage to get a third hat-trick for Liverpool. But the champions were good.
They did, and they did well. And Charlie, it'd be interesting to talk about a couple of the players who have had mixed careers at Liverpool. And Naby Keita hasn't been there for that long, and of course he's suffered from injuries in his time. But in terms of the performance he put in tonight, is that the kind of performance, is that the kind of role that he was brought into Liverpool to perform? Yeah,
I thought so. I thought he was very good until he got taken off. Maybe trying to save him because of the injuries he's had before and not much game time, and giving him an opportunity to rest up, but no, he was dynamic, he powerful, running from midfield, his winning of the ball back and his ball retention was brilliant. So no, it's good to see, and they spent a lot of money on him from Leipzig, and hopefully this is the start of something to come with Naby Keita.
Let's hear from Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's with George Cummins.
Trent, thanks for joining us so soon after the full-time whistle. Pleased with what you saw tonight?
Yeah, very. I think obviously things that we need to work on. It weren't a perfect game for us, but we've showed this over the course of the season that when times are difficult, we can see goals, we can bounce back, and I think we showed that again today, that no matter what, we come here to win, and That's what we wanted to do. I think the performance, probably there was things that we can pick up on, what we can learn from, but overall the 3 points is good to go home with.
Blistering start. Was it the first 10 minutes that you think really won the match for you?
Definitely. I think when you score 2 early goals like that, and in the way that we did, win the ball back high, which is what we wanted to do, we knew that they try and play out, the ball playing side, one of the best in the league at it, to be fair, so we're trying to get as much pressure as we can on them, try and make them, force them into mistakes, and that's what we did, and we've punished them early doors. We've let them in probably second half of the first half after the drink break and stuff like that, but that's something we need to work on, but like I said, overall we're happy with the win.
Will Mo Salah be sold because he didn't get a hat-trick?
I think he's getting himself in the positions, he's finding the back of the net, so he can't be too disappointed. He knows his targets, he's got his aims and goals. I think he's in and around the golden boot, so that's obviously something that he's wanting to retain, and he's a world-class player. He scores many goals for us. He's a massive asset to the team, so we try and get him on the ball as much as possible and try and let him do what he can do best.
And a word on Nico Williams, his first Premier League start. What did you make of his appearance?
It's his Premier League debut. It's his first start. It's something he'll never forget. It's obviously probably maybe not went the way that he's wanted it to, but he's a young lad. He'll learn from it. He showed that mentality over the last 12 months, so I think as us players and the manager, we won't have any concerns about the way he's performed, because he's a young lad. He needs to make mistakes to learn from them, so I think he'll learn from them. He'll progress, and he's shown signs of being a really, really talented player, so I think with the right attitude, which he's got the potential to be a world-class player. And you got used to the Guard of Honour yet? It's something that you're probably not really used to. First time we've ever had it, but it's a nice feeling. It's something to be proud of, so we're happy to obviously to be receiving it. But yeah, it doesn't change our focus going into the games.
Thank you very much. Well played. Thank you.
That was Trent Alexander-Arnold talking about the Premier League debut of Nico Williams, which I thought was an interesting point, because he's a right back who was starting as a left back this evening, and yet Trent Alexander-Arnold is saying, well, you know, he'll know the mistakes he made and it's okay for a first Premier League start. I thought he did well, Charlie, did he not?
Yeah, I'm surprised. And unless we hear from Jurgen what the idea or thought was, we can get Josh to ask Jurgen if he comes out and talks to him what the reason was to take him off. But I didn't think he did that bad. I think, you know, obviously, you know, he looked at times where he could have rolled Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain down the line with his left side, but he kept cutting on his right side. But I don't think he did that bad tonight. And obviously Trent's something's happened at half time, and Jurgen's decided to take him off.
Yeah, because the thing is, because he's a young player, he gets substituted at half time and nobody really bats an eyelid, because you think, well, maybe they're just kind of breaking him in gently, and yet it turns out there may yet be more to this story. Jordan Henderson's injury it could be significant for Liverpool. He did not look happy coming off, did he? No,
he was frustrated going down the tunnel. It took him a while to get up off the pitch, and even asked the referee to try and give him a hand, but he wanted to come. He obviously come off and went straight down the tunnel. So it's a knee injury, and it's not a good sign for him.
He looked upset, Kelly. You know, it took him a while to get to the side of the pitch. It was just that sort of shake of the head, disconsolate, I thought was the word. Just like, you know, I know something is up here. This is not good. So that is a worry.
It is a worry for Liverpool, but they do get those 3 points, and as we said, Charlie, they're going for these records. They've got another one in terms of the 30 wins. They've already won the Premier League title earlier than anybody has won a top division title. How much of a motivation can that be, realistically speaking?
Yeah, but that comes from inside. That comes in from the standards that they set on day one of pre-season, knowing that they wanted to be champions, the European champions, the world champions, and that's the level that they're at. And you know, every day, every game, every training session, they want to be the best. The intensity's got to be there. I hear Pep Linders talk about it all the time. The intensity of the game, the intensity of the training, and that'll follow them through the whole season. And you've seen tonight, you know, they got well beaten away at Man City. Then they did okay against Villa at home, and then tonight I thought the intensity was brilliant from them. They showed resilience, they showed great determination to go and win the game, and they could have had more. And you know, obviously one mistake for the goal. It was a great cross and a cutback, but Trossard finished it well. So, no, I think Liverpool will be happy, and they'll look to win the next remaining games.
What about Brighton? They're in 15th place and they are 9 points clear of Aston Villa. And yes, Villa have got a game in hand over them, but that's against Manchester United. Bournemouth equally, same number of points, and their next game is at home to Tottenham. Can Brighton feel comfortable and can they feel confident in what the future holds for them?
Well, if we've seen tonight on how they played, I know it's not mathematically done yet. If you've seen how they played tonight, they were, definitely they're going to stay up, and unless there's a major crisis at this club. But no, they're building for the future. Obviously, we spoke about it, Ali spoke about it earlier, that they gave Graham Potter a new contract when they were going through a little bit of a sticky patch in the season, and to reward him, to give him that confidence, to show the players that the manager's the right one. And obviously they're coming at the back end of that, and staying up is a big achievement for Brighton, and they can build again for next year, and they can get another better quality of type of player in for next year. The problem that they have is that obviously this pandemic that's hit at the moment is transfers and finances. What the football club's going through, we don't know, and we'll see how busy they are in the summer.
One person who got in touch